that brings us to session 55 of the Hollow World Explorers, who so far haven't died yet, no matter how hard they've been trying.
Very.
Well, Playman did, meet one of the epic bad guys and almost got taken out by them.
I'm sure you mean killed them outright.
Oh, no.
No, Dimitri saved him, it's okay.
Shut up, Dimitri, no one asked you.
It's the one that got away from you.
No idea what you're talking about, never happened.
That's okay, I'm sure she can show up again.
She cowardly fled from me. So I won.
But she also lived, so she won.
No, I won.
Okay, last session. So you're currently in the Hollow World trying to find 2 goblins and a missing senator. You found 1 goblin. On the way to one of the other goblins or the missing senator, you got sidetracked to help keep the world in one piece.
Yep.
In case you actually completed your quest and still failed because you let things go out of balance. And the downside to it was that everyone's worshipping Dimitri as the second coming. Who's now powered up and has red hair. So he's Super Saiyan. So now he actually meets the depiction of the god.
Yes, okay. Now he's looking for that hair dye from Hesia.
She only has red hair dye.
Oh, only red, damn it.
Oh, her natural colour is not red. The priests all dye their hair red to be in solidarity with their gods.
Closer to Dimitri.
Very much so.
Do you have red hair?
He does now.
Well, I do now.
After defeating
one
the
of the
Hydra,
things
he
that
got red
occurred
hair.
when Dimitri managed to take out the nine-headed dragon,
So
there was a bit of feedback.
his hair turned red.
Yep.
Like the...
Spontaneously.
It got mentioned as being a bit like the cricketing.
We always knew you didn't have a soul, now we know.
No, he's got many souls now. Unlike the alternate Wednesday game where you were taking souls.
Well, I mean, yeah, what's your point?
Okay, so you had found out that what you wanted was underneath the city itself, and that you needed to go in and find someone down there. I'm not sure if I told you that. Did I tell you the name?
Yeah, well, it was Mr. Rat or something. It was the Rat Man.
The Rat Man. The Rat Man.
That the Hesia recognised the description anyway and said, "I guess I know that person."
So heading back, most of you took griffins heading back to the city.
Boring.
And you thought you'll meet Playman on the outside of the city when he finally caught up.
I'll see you when you guys catch up, obviously.
And that's where we left it off, where you're using the Griffin Riders to get to the city faster.
Yeah.
So it meant you had a chance to rest while Playman just showed up after riding a couple more extra hours.
By faster, you obviously mean lazier.
More efficiently.
Lazier. Slack god.
Okay, so we'll now introduce around the table. We'll start off with Stefan this time.
Hello, I'm playing Rhea, who is a... What am I now? I'm a dwarf druid.
Yep. You're the stonebound dwarf.
Yeah. With Whelm.
Yeah, with the hammer that loves you.
Yeah. Which I've now bound myself to. Terrible things will happen. But, yeah. We'll see how it goes.
And yes, and you still have your former body on one of the horses.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
And do you have the urge to dig a hole?
Yes, I do. I need to bury myself at some point.
So is your other body rotting?
I don't know.
Yes, it's been close to a week now.
Has it?
Yeah.
I would have buried it way before that. I didn't even realize.
No one's been.
I would have thrown it off the horse. I'm not joking in any way, shape, or form. I ain't carrying that shit.
It can be carried around.
I guess it's on the griffin with you.
Okay, it's on a griffin.
Okay, and the same with Little Miss, and her former body is currently on is being carried with the party as well.
It's definitely not being carried on a horse. That'd be
The amusing thing is that Raya is dressed in the bodies and stuff of the Little Miss.
That's right.
Because started off as a female dwarf, merged into a male dwarf, and hasn't gotten out of the corset since.
Yeah.
Great figure.
Well, it's just so comfortable.
Just dealing with it now. It's like, this is a thing.
And then we're around to Blaming.
Hello, I'm David. I play Plum Goranov, an Ethangarian barbarian who is finally riding horses again, which is, well, by again I mean for the first time ever. He's awfully fond of murder and challenging worthy targets who obviously pale in his shadow.
Who could be more worthy than the god of death?
Whatever. Just nothing. Not even worried. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Undefeated.
Moving around to Martin.
I'm Martin. I play Willie Toscobble the Bard, also known as Alvin Farnarkle. And he's a College of Law Bard.
So he knows stuff.
No. He's a legal man.
No, well, he's a College of Law, LORE.
I think Jeremy was hoping it was LAW, because it might get you out of more trouble.
Yeah. But I guess he doesn't know that much. He's got a lot of skills like perception and stuff like that.
It's alright, Dimitri can fill me on the details if he wants.
Alright, carry on. Next character.
And you did show how much of a dread halfling you were last session. Taking out the
Yes.
Cyclops.
Yeah, but I didn't, I'm not that. I'm not
You were awesome killing that Cyclops.
Yeah.
You threatened him and he backed down, and then you killed him anyway.
Yes. Alright.
Okay, moving on to online, and we have Jeremy.
Yes, good evening all. I'm playing Dimitri Dimitrios, as you've heard now, red-headed true descendant of Halev, the Immortal of Caldara. And humble hero, here to save this poor society.
And I'm sure that that won't help his ego problem at all whatsoever.
Not at all, no. It'll have no impact on his ego.
Where can I buy the world's smallest bounder?
I'm sure he'll tell you exactly where and how to play it. Next up, we have Amherst.
Hi, I'm Amherst. I play Simply Red / Nasty Stump / whatever my next transformation will be.
Oh, okay.
The Doctor.
Slash off the hand.
Yeah, what was it? The avocado-looking testicle from Deadpool, I think was my latest one. And yeah, the last game I played, I'm pretty sure I stared down a Cyclops and then chopped its head off.
You
Great
did.
fun.
So you also were the halfling who showed just how horrible they are in this world.
Yeah, because we're terrifying.
And a reputation of a hole.
I'm kind of thinking if anyone's seen movie 43, the little leprechaun from that's kind of what a halfling is. But yeah, so, and yes, I'm very excited for what happens next.
Okay, so a week has passed. You have travelled back to the city itself, city of Carissa. And that's your food?
Yep.
And the griffins drop you down about a mile away from the walls, out of sight from the actual city itself.
Oh,
Telling you that, considering the Emperor doesn't want you to succeed, the current Emperor that is, because you're trying to restore the former Emperor, to be wary on entering the city.
Yes. And it would appear that they've, like I say, based on the black girl they sent, they at least know who we are and what we look like.
Well, you did present yourself to the court.
Yes. So okay, well, we're looking at the city. What are we seeing from the outside then as potential ways of getting in?
From the outside, you see a main stream of people going up to the city gate.
Mm-hmm.
And they are... well, helpful actually had the map, but unfortunately it's on one of my poster maps hidden away somewhere. They are streaming in through a group of guards.
Okay.
And the guards seem to be checking everyone going in.
Right.
You probably see maybe 2 or 3 gates from where you are, and each one has the same problem.
Do we have special entitlements or no?
I'm sure you do.
Or are we trying to be incognito?
Well, we probably, if we were to walk in there and be seen, they're probably not likely to let us in, or they might be happy to let us in, but they'll take us directly to a place we don't necessarily want to go.
Okay. Alright, so we are concealing our identity.
Preferably, yes.
Okay.
I would think that would be better. Or trying to get in covertly.
Alright, well, I'll stand next to Plarman because I'm naturally stealthy.
I'm naturally not.
So people won't notice him because they'll notice you instead.
Ugzug.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does it look like there might be any other ways into the city other than the front gate?
Okay, give me a perception roll as you look at the city.
Right. There's a nice vines filling up the walls to make them easier to climb or something. Oh yeah, I spotted the vines.
There's no guarantee there are vines.
No. I got...
You manifested them.
With my +8 on perception, I've got 9. I see the vines.
Yeah, you open up the old short video service called Vine. Those are the vines that you see.
Okay. So yes, well, I'm guessing Dimitri has trouble seeing the front gate.
Oh no, you're just too busy focusing on the stream of people going in.
Yep.
Is anyone else having a look to aid Dimitri in what they're looking at?
I will assist the red-headed tall thing.
Not actively.
Do you want me to roll perception?
If you'd like to.
24.
Yeah, I didn't roll that high.
Yeah, so while I'm making a ton of noise, seeing absolutely nothing whatsoever.
Yes. Willie is looking down at the group of things. So you can see that the walls themselves are fairly clear of most things that would help you climb over it. Dimitri seeing vines out of nowhere. He's just imagining vines that are there, even though they're not.
They're there.
Yes, they are there.
There are people patrolling the walls, so it would be very hard to climb over them without being seen.
Yes.
And looking around, you can see not far from you, because you're coming, you're heading downriver towards the city itself, that there seems to be some sort of excavation about 200 yards upriver from the city itself, with soldiers and what appears to be indentured slaves.
Okay. Does that look like a good place to get in?
It could be. You don't think you do see that if any of the none of the Griffin Riders are going in and out of the city, so the Griffin Riders sort of had to leave service.
Right.
Yeah. Does Hessia know anything about the excavation going on over there?
She's not sure what's happening over there because that's new.
Okay. It occurs to me actually that Dimitri's in disguise anyway. Compared to when he arrived, he greeted the Senate and everything like that. He looks totally different now. He's got red hair.
Yeah, he looks so like the all the paintings of Halav.
I reckon you could just make an announcement as Halav, like in the opposite direction while we go the other way, while everyone's looking at you.
And arresting him.
But then,
Yeah, that'll be fine.
But we leave him behind.
He'll Halav his way back to us later.
Hell of his way back to us. He can teleport.
He's
Maybe.
Halav,
I don't know.
right? He's the demigod thing here. Sure.
Well, is it worth? Say, I mean, potentially we can try and go through the gates and try and interact with one of the farmers, whatever they're going, the stream of people going in, and see if they've got a cart that we can hide under or something bits and pieces. Yep. Or we could go and investigate this excavation and see if that might have a passage entrance.
So what does the group wish to do?
I
might use Halab as bait, personally, but
yeah, that's all.
If he can cause a distraction.
I'm happy to cause a distraction.
Yeah, but you didn't have shiny red hair that says, "Oh look, I'm a goblin."
Yeah, does it put Dimitri in harm's way?
If I cause a distraction,
yes.
Well, that's better, isn't it?
No. Does it put Dimitri in harm's way?
No, you appear to be missing part of the point.
I see what you're saying.
If the answer is yes, then Plowman is 173% in.
Well, he's got to make the horses' votes count as well.
Yeah. 285% in. I'm not sure where the 185% came from, but let's go with it.
Well, that was Plum and maths.
First of all, insulting. Second of all, shut up.
So are you willing to take one for the team, Halav? I mean Demetrios.
Well,
Ninja.
What sort of distraction are you looking for?
The kind where you get hurt.
One that just pass unnoticed while you're getting arrested.
Beaten bloody.
Well, or everyone's bowing down.
Right, bowing first, then for arresting.
Well, I suspect that whilst certain members of the populace might be happy to have Halav return, I suspect that the new emperor and therefore the guards would specifically not be bowing down to Halav.
That's fantastic, though. You can introduce your temporary return and then leg it the opposite direction, and they'll come after you.
That sounds fun, and I could pretend to be a stump and trick people.
Barman can hit things.
I suspect, simply read, that the plan would involve, rather than you pretend to be a stump, whilst I was leading the guards away, the rest of you would enter the city.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Plowman, getting rather bored of this deliberating, says, "Oh my god!
Do we know where to find this
It's
rat?
Halav!"
You're still a mile away from the city, but you do call it out.
That's fine.
Hey, good.
Or is that Jeremy?
Good practice. Keep it up.
Like the effort.
Dimitri's asking Hesia, do you know where to find this rat man?
In the sewers, she says. You want to get under the city.
Can we get access to under the city without getting in the gate?
Possibly. She doesn't know what the excavation is, so it might actually assist.
Right.
We find
So the
some
excavation might be the way to go.
Adolescent, modified, martial artist turtles. Copyright pending.
They do have turtles in here.
There we go. And are they teenage mutant and ninjas?
No, but
Well,
they
some
might
of them are
be ninjas.
teenage. They're obviously mutants.
Well, they'd be naturally born.
Yeah, but they grow up in a sewer.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of mutation.
But as far as humans are concerned, they're mutants.
Sure.
So can we get access to the excavation
I suspect that may be worth looking at.
without having to enter the
Yes, the excavation's before the city.
All right, let's do that.
So you have to pass it anyway to get into the city.
Okay, well, let's go to the excavation with our heads cowled or whatever.
Like I say, but if we'll get to a spot where we can actually see closest to what's happening, I think, first of all. Preferably without being seen.
Well, maybe we cover your head. Hello.
All hail Halath. All hail Halath. Yep, he's right there. We're not even near the city. You, peasant, look, it's Halath.
Autographs, 1 gold.
Would you like to beat him? Not a fan of Halath? Well, take out your frustrations. 2 gold.
You pay them 2 gold to beat Halef?
No, they pay
I
us.
mean, Pay 2 gold to see Dimitri get beaten?
How much to put him in a tent? And
No,
let people
elaborate.
in the tent?
Tell me more.
Well, I figure if we set up a little kind of bed and, like a candle, and I mean, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Perhaps later.
At least 5 gold.
How much do you worship Hella?
So you want to see if you can milk the populace of their money?
You will kneel before Hella.
Amherst.
Turn it dirty.
It was always going that way. Alright, let's execute this wonderful plan that might get Hella beaten.
About people kneeling before Hella, that doesn't sound right. In the tent, after paying gold for it. Okay, so yes, you get closer to the excavation. You can see that there seem to be over 30 odd humans in chains beating away at the ground near the river. Seem to be putting some sort of construction together. Does anyone have any knowledges that they think might be useful here?
Well, I was about to say, I'm assuming that slavery is standard around here. Well,
Not a one.
Dimitri certainly has reasonable historical knowledge for the Hollow World, thanks to his conversations with Yen. So you can try a history check to determine exactly what's going on around here, maybe.
History check will work.
Oh! And I opens with a bang.
20.
No,
Yep.
1.
Right, sorry, yes, I've already had the one.
The bang is him hitting his head against the wall.
I've gone from 1 to 20.
We'll check.
Which goes to 28.
Okay, so you get a 28. Looking at it, you can see that they're creating a aqueduct from the river in towards the city. So fresh water is being sent to the city itself.
Because presumably it has to go under the walls or through the walls in some way.
You would assume so, yes, because when you're in the city, they had no actual streams anyway. There was no water passing through the city itself.
Okay. Does it look like this construction has been completed enough to actually gain entry into the city via this pathway?
You don't know because you're only seeing part of the construction unless you go down into it.
Okay.
Is there a wall?
There's a wall in the distance, yes.
How
Around
high
the
is the
city.
wall?
The wall is about 30 feet high.
Plumbing?
Yes, I can throw you.
Yeah. Just wondering.
I don't know how far I can throw you, but yes, I can throw you.
You reckon you could throw me 30 feet vertically?
There's only one way to find out,
Through the halfling.
and I refuse to estimate.
Or we
It's
can
how
let
all
you
the good
check.
drinking stories start, let's be honest.
Do you...
Just a little tip. I can also jump on top of the horse and then throw you.
Well, that would work, because then if I got on top of the wall, I could rope you guys over.
I don't give a
Presumably
shit
the
whether you
walls-
make it. It's going to be funny as hell, though.
Presumably the walls
So
are
you
also
can
guarded.
rage
They
and
are.
get advantage.
It
on
might
strength
not be.
checks.
Like they could just have the guards at the gate if they're not too stressed.
They'd already pointed out they'd seen guardsmen patrolling the walls.
Yeah. Because they didn't have vines to climb down, so they had to go along the top of the walls instead.
I've got the
try.
perfect cover story if they ask us what we're doing.
Invading.
Midget tossing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We
you
could
don't know World Championship midget tossing? What's going on?
Where I
If
come
a
from,
guard
midget
catches
tossing
me,
is
I'll be like,
Olympic
okay, it's
sport.
your turn, have a go.
Olympics are where a whole bunch of people come.
Okay, so you, as you're
Dimitri's
watching,
more keen to have a look at this, or closer look at the excavation and see if we can get through there. You might just wait for a while and see, like what. Do we have any idea as to the standard workday / cycle without days or nights in this place?
well, while you're watching it, you see the guards are lining up all the workers.
Okay.
And
Can I stealth in closer?
you can stealth in closer. Give me a stealth roll as you stealth in.
What do I add for stealth? Give me a second. Oh, I've got a good. That would be a 17.
Okay, you stealth in nice and close. You can smell them.
And can I just like become a stump and kind of just listen in to see what's happening?
Sure. Okay, they are currently ordering them to line up, telling them they're about to be led back into the city.
Cool.
And that they're going to grab a whole new bunch of slaves to come out and continue the work. While leaving the guards behind.
Like shift change.
Like a path that we could maybe sneak through while that change is happening?
Okay, give me a perception roll.
I knew you'd say that.
Well, I'm sure there's good eyes on this stump.
You know, I haven't looked at Nasty's character sheet in a while. I do, I have a +4. That is 19.
Okay, so looking from where they're working, it seems that they're directing the river towards a sewer entrance away from the city.
I didn't hire you for your woodworking skills.
And while that's happening, you hear the sound of someone unbuttoning, and then the drizzle of water as part of your stump gets wet.
I try and catch up in a cup to give to Farman later.
Phrasing.
I feel like he'd appreciate it.
So you stick a cup out from underneath your...
No, I just kind of like put it inside the stump.
Okay.
Like just, you know.
Okay, you get a mouthful of liquid.
I really wish you would have just said like a small cupful. But, you know, whatever.
Okay. So
just
and
to clarify, there's a sewer.
Yeah.
And they're directing the stream to the sewer.
Yeah.
And the sewer goes away from the city?
The sewer is pointing away from the city, so it will head straight into the city.
So, but it means like, yeah, presumably they're trying to redirect a path of river or something like that, so that therefore the sewers, or the effects of the sewer, can be carted away from the city.
And then you feel a heavy weight drop on top of you.
I feel a what?
A heavy weight drop on top of you.
How heavy? Do I need a strength check?
Not at this stage.
Might need a constitution check.
You can see a pair of boots pulled off beside you as someone's dangling their feet.
Fair enough. Well, while they're doing that, can I work? Does the sewer look like we can enter it?
It does look like you can enter it.
Alright, and is there anyone else around, or is just one person stayed?
There is another guard who's currently on watch, looking around while the other guy is resting.
Okay. And all the people have gone inside, or they're going inside soon?
They're heading away from the excavation towards one of the gates.
And the guards aren't going?
These two guards are not. There are 6 guards going with the 50-odd slaves.
Right.
And 2 of them are staying behind.
Right. And how far is the second one from me?
He's probably about 20 feet from you, looking in a different direction.
I'm wondering if the stump can swallow him.
The stump probably could swallow him. Whether you're still in the stump or not remains to be seen.
Yeah, the question is more whether behind me, is there anywhere I could hide him?
Looking around, no, you're the only stump in a field of worked area.
Uh-huh.
You can hide it behind this stump in the middle of the ground.
Apparently the guard thought it was a convenient place to rest because he didn't realise there was a stump in the field.
Well, of course, that makes sense. Can my party see me?
Yes, and they can see someone sitting on you.
We'd prefer not to.
Well, I can see
How
some
far
guards
away
on
are
the
we?
stump.
Can I just part the stump a little bit just to make contact and just kind of make the symbol of cutting throat and then look perplexed to see if they, should I kill him?
Okay, give me a perception roll.
I need to make an intelligence roll.
That's 15.
Okay, opening the curtains, the curtain of your stump, You see legs either side of the gap.
Unfortunately, I passed.
And the guy doesn't wear anything under his kilt.
Woo! Eel.
As you're making this cutting throat gesture to people in the distance.
With a roll of a 15, getting a total of 15, would Plumman realise that that is him asking if he should kill, as opposed to being asked to kill them?
He's gesturing for you to kill something.
Cool!
So how far away are we from this? The stump and the sitter and the other guardsman?
I'd say about 300 feet by this stage.
300 feet. Okay.
Enough space that you had distance.
Hey guys, can I do a
Cover that
stealth
in one
attack
round,
on the
of
guy
course.
that's sitting on me?
You can. He is very vulnerable to you right now, so you have advantage.
Okay. I'm just reading through my action surge and everything so I can make sure I can make it. Do you think I could do it
His
quietly?
handbook?
Depends on where you stab him.
You got moved around a bit.
I was thinking like through the throat, vertically up.
With a dagger or a sword.
A sword.
Then possibly might be, depending on how much damage you do.
All right, let's go.
Lord, man.
Okay, so that's not a bad roll. Let's have a look. 22 to hit.
22 is a hit.
Okay. So that's 12 piercing damage. That's the first attack.
Yep.
Now,
Okay.
the second attack, and just for realism's sake, this is the second rapier through the other testicle.
Well, you stuck the first one up, and he just something drops onto the ground in front of you, and he sort of just slumps forward.
So he's dead?
Yep,
Cool. And then I'd like to, you said 20 feet away.
about 20 feet away. Yes.
Yep. I'd like to rush up and use my second attack to attack him.
I think you'll be surprised that a stump with a body on the back of it is running at him.
I hope so. So I'm going to attack him,
Okay,
and that's 19 to hit,
that's a hit.
and that's 11. And then I'd like to use the extra attack thing.
Combat superiority dice to do
Action
extra damage.
surge.
Action surge, that's it. And I'd like to take another. Did I kill him with that?
Yes, you did.
Oh, so I don't need another attack.
No.
Well, you might use the action surge to clean yourself off.
No, I figured that. I'll turn back into a stump and wait to see if I've been noticed.
Dragging both bodies under the stump.
Yes, please. So it's I'm a log now. Remember I used to pretend to be a human, so it's quite long.
Well, certainly when Dimitri noted the slaves being taken away and only 2 guards left behind, he would certainly be keen to say, yep, okay, probably a good opportunity to move forward. And then moving forward, apparently the 2 guards disappear.
Yeah, when you turn back, there's no more guards. As Flamin sees, simply read kill both guards.
And you notice the
Yes,
log,
Paul.
a hand pokes out, a little bit like Terminator 2 and a thumbs up.
Yeah. So Dimitri's certainly moving forward then,
Okay.
and we'll get a closer look at the entrance to this sewer.
You move up,
Exit.
you see that that there's just this log sitting out in a pile of blood nearby.
Yeah, they'll walk past saying very subtle.
And there
do we
is the guard's member lying in the ground. If you follow a line of blood, there's about a 20-foot line of blood from where he dropped the guard's member.
I believe the statement was "Don't fuck with the halfling," right?
Very much so.
So, do we want to take the bodies and hide them, or do we just want to go through?
I think we can certainly drag them into the sewer a little bit or something, so if it's going to be convenient to get a spot to put them out of the way, make them less obvious. But so first of all, we're looking in the sewer and just finding out if it's going to actually lead us into the city and if we can actually walk through it and what the access is.
Can I ask Palmer to help me with the carrying?
Yeah, I just sent you a message. It's very, very relevant.
Oh. You reckon we should bury them?
Yeah,
That'll take a while.
it's alright. We got a sewer to bury them in.
Would you mind helping me carry them, please?
I don't need to help you. I'll just grab them. Climb and grab
Alright,
them
cool.
both.
That works.
What about the extra bit?
I skewer it with my rapier, kind of a little bit like a schnitzel.
Okay, so you have dick on a stick.
You're gonna stick.
Or if you were a stump, it would be cock on a block.
And
Yeah,
I have a question, Martin.
Yeah.
This bypasses Plumman. Does Plumman have a hood?
No.
Plumman
No.
doesn't really wear clothes. He wears some
Right.
leathers, and that's about it.
Who has got a hood?
By the way, I guarantee you've seen Plumman's dick at least once.
Dimitri has a hood, wouldn't he?
He's got robes, not necessarily hooded robes.
But you'd pull the hood back when you're looking around, right?
Like I said, I mean, like I said, his robes do not necessarily have a hood. So
Alright, I'll keep it for later.
he's probably got a cloak, I expect.
I'm sorry to say this, but if you put the dick in the hood, would that then be a foreskin? Sorry. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I hate my life.
That's all good. What was going through my mind was I want to strap a chicken to a shield so I can cock block people.
Okay, so Dimitri's gone forward to have a look inside the sewer.
Okay.
Recorded for posterity.
So,
Because the others all tidy up.
looking in there, it seems that the ceiling here is about between 5 and 8 feet tall. So most of you, anyone over the 5 foot has to actually hunch to go through.
Ah, not anymore.
Good for me.
I lost like 2 feet or 3.
You did too.
And no amputation this time.
Yeah.
But that means you're a
This
dwarf now,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Then you should probably go first with dark vision.
If I still have it.
Dimitri's got dark
Have a
vision.
look. You never know.
But Dimitri's a tall bastard.
Yeah, and Dimitri's annoying and self-righteous and
I'll
won't tell us.
see if I
Won't
have
stop telling us
dwarf
that he has it
vision.
either.
I used to have
No,
dark.
Dimitri's never hidden he's got dark vision.
More like dwarf.
He's got his goggles, they're very obvious.
My legend had dark vision, but I don't know if my dwarf does because, yeah. I guess I'll try it out and see what happens.
Because you haven't actually been in there yet.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Oh,
it's
okay.
more like dork vision.
Yeah. Probably.
Ha. Yeah, dork.
Okay. You do have dark vision.
Yay! I will attempt the dark visioning.
Okay, so you go in there and you can actually see a little bit. And then I forgot I didn't actually start up the game up, so you can actually see what happens when people get you or not.
So you said it was
That's
about
relevant.
Cool.
8 to 5 feet tall in the ceiling. How wide are we talking about?
You're talking about 10 foot wide.
Okay, right. And is it full of muck, or is it just a channel in the middle that's...
At the moment, there's no water has been put into it, so it is fairly clear.
Okay. So... And how far in does it go in for a while before doing it? Can we see any off passages or things like that?
You see, it goes in a fair distance before you see any twists or turns.
Okay, because obviously it's no twists and turns until it actually gets back into the city type stuff, I would assume. So, well, looking back, I'm assuming you see Plum and Nicely Stump with the 2 bodies and the accoutrements.
He does.
Has anyone done anything about the trail of blood?
No.
Yeah, that's somebody else's problem. Plumman's carrying bodies.
Yeah, no, that's right. So Dimitri was looking to see what it had. So.
Technically,
Yeah.
we could do something, but my
I would say I was probably swooshing it around a bit with my feet to try and mix it with the mud.
Swooshing.
So you've got a halfling leaving bloody prints as he goes.
I was going to say,
Not unusual.
yeah, it's obviously halfling size, halfling visitor, therefore we probably won't be able to do anything more, really.
And the missing bodies pretty much suits what would happen when halflings show up.
Exactly, so.
just write in the blood halfling was here, and they'll leave it the hell alone.
That's true. That's really true.
Please leave more bodies or we'll come and get you.
That would be even better.
Or Halfling says thanks or something, like Halfling needs more victims or more food.
So you're a druid.
Yes.
Right.
I was originally a sorcerer.
A sorcerer, yeah. I've
But
got.
then
Then he got better.
The Temple of Doom, I left and I was a druid.
Okay.
You saw the light. Or the green as you
It
saw.
did weird things to me.
So I've got the marching order as Jeremy, David, Stefan, Martin, and Amherst.
Well, okay, Dimitri's actually probably backed up at the back now because he actually took a bit of time to cast prestidigitation a few times on the sand to just clean up some of the blood and bits and pieces.
All right.
No.
At least
Yeah.
to not make it obvious that it's gone into the sewer.
You can definitely have a pencil.
Can I have one too, please?
You're going to have a choice of pencils.
Much obliged.
Well, the problem is that Dimitri is one of the only
You
people that
can't
can
hear
see
me.
in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right, so if you want to wait for it, that's fine. But I thought Raya was reveling in his new dark vision.
Well, old dark vision, but
Oh,
new
okay.
because it's 3 feet shorter.
All right. So I had Rhea in the middle of the party,
Just like you.
Exactly.
but I guess now that Rhea is a druid, you're a lot tougher.
That's speculation. The only thing tougher is I've had 6 feet shoved into 3 feet. So,
I mean, probably I would hope that the order possibly doesn't matter too much immediately until we've actually start getting into the sewer proper and work out what's happening. But
No
because I'm
worries.
assuming that you guys are carrying the bodies effectively down on the first turn or something, and
Jeremy,
trying to get as much as
that's one hell of an assumption you're making, eh?
Well, I've
Hey,
got.
you were carrying bodies. I'm just curious how far you're planning on carrying them.
I'm assuming with my 8 strength, I can't carry a body, given I'm only 3 foot tall.
Depends on how big the body is.
I can probably carry bodies quite easily.
Yeah,
Most
because you've got
cases-
20 strength.
Yeah, you do have Mr. Strong.
It's 19 or 20. It's pretty high.
Alright, Stefan, that was yours.
oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Just letting you know you had a drink. So, what do you do? Do you just toss the bodies aside once you get in?
Would you save them for later?
Oh, I keep carrying them until I'm told not to. So I
Could
guess
we
I do
mush
save
them?
for
Like,
later.
is there enough dirt at the bottom that we could kind of create a little can over them?
You could, but you do
I
realize
just-
that
I was
when
just
they
saying,
turn on the, when they finish the aqueduct, it's just going to wash the bodies right through the city.
That's okay.
Just put a note on the body saying, halfling requires more.
Just halfling food and cut it up a little bit. But even still, it's just a couple of dead bodies in a city where people die all the time. Doesn't matter that they're guards. That won't arouse any suspicions at all, will it?
No.
And presumably it'll be at least a week or so before they wash up in that sort of way.
Exactly.
Well, they have to finish building whatever, or repairing whatever they're doing.
That's right.
Otherwise,
So,
nothing
as I
happens.
said, Dimitri deliberately aimed to clean up the area where they died and drag into the aqueduct, into the sewer.
Is this against
Uh,
anyone's alignment? Just stabbing people? But, just checking. I'm neutral, so whatever.
What's an alignment?
Okay, whatever.
I'm whatever alignment Martin tells me I am.
Right.
Well, as I said, Dimitri was originally down as neutral good. I've now added ish at the end.
Goodish. Neutral goodish.
I once showed up to an Adventure League game with an alignment saying murder hobo. Didn't go down so well.
Well, the amusing thing is, that's what most of the Adventure League is, so...
I know, and apparently I
You're
can't
not
be
supposed to
evil.
admit
Like,
it.
what the fuck? Do you know that guy Sol, who ran a couple of games in CanCon? He's a fucking knob. Anyway, he told me it wasn't okay, and I was like, well, fuck you. Oh well. Chaotic neutral. Ish.
Neutral-ish. Is that chaotic evil or chaotic good?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming we're heading down at least until we get to the first intersection or change or variation in this passageway to find out and see what's going through.
Yes,
Do we want?
I'll
do we
make
want
sure.
light when we get to a spot that's far enough away from the entrance that light will no longer be shining back through it?
I think there's only 2 people who can see in the dark.
You
so
can,
that
so
would
the
be
other
good.
people don't stumble and fall on, say, a dead body.
Yeah.
Sorry, we'll hold your hand. It's okay.
Dry your
Yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
princess.
So, well, that's it. We're going down. We'll get to a spot where at least we're far enough away, or going around the corner or something. That means that light won't be visible. Does anyone have easy access to light?
Oh yeah, I've got that spell, I think.
Wherever are we? So did we go
Yes,
into
I've got the
tunnels?
light cantrip.
Underground.
So the horses are.
Outside.
Are they in a position where it doesn't look like many people will come by?
Well, they're being looked after by the red-headed cleric.
Done.
And I'm assuming Little Miss, because she's not here tonight.
I was going to say,
We lose
We
the
kinda
horses. I
did-
murder you.
we kind of need the red-headed cleric with us.
In which case, then Little Miss and the little red head is with you.
Because we need her to actually tell us how to get to the Batman. So,
Pass the penguin.
That red-headed woman says, "What's a penguin?"
Plumman has some very strong words with the alpha horse, and lets him know that it's okay to kill
You
people.
actually do speak with him.
Fuck it, why not? Because this always goes so well. Let's spend 10 minutes casting Speak with Animal.
Okay.
In that case, I'm going to use 10 minutes using the Detect Magic Ritual.
Okay. So you both get your rituals off, and you hear the a whole bunch of the horses with the upper cross top. Yeah, let's do what he says. He's good, and all these really polite suggestions from all the horses except for one that's telling him to shut up.
That would be the lead horse.
Yep.
Does he sound
but
angry?
over all of it,
Yes.
you can hear the owl.
What's the owl got to do with it?
No, don't. No.
It is his vein.
If there's an owl, I'm getting a spear. I don't even care if they're a protected species. This will be the same way like it was in that stupid temple. Protect the other horses. Run if you have to. Fight if you absolutely must.
He looks at you strange. Are you claiming?
Yes.
Why fight last? Fight first, then run?
Because they will probably be too strong for you.
Nothing too strong for me. I'm Playman's horse.
Are they like?
I want to be mad.
Are they 4th level?
Can't argue with that logic.
They're 4th level horses, aren't they?
3rd level bar. Wait, what level am I? What level are we?
8.
Hey.
So, I mean, technically they've got 5 hit die. The horse hit die.
Nothing can beat me. I'm your horse.
I fucking
Nothing
love
can
this
beat-
horse. It's no regime, but it'll do. Look, don't die.
What can kill me? I'm your horse.
Don't die. Or I will come back and beat you.
It understands.
You're damn right it understands. If it dares question the logic, I'll point out that it is in fact a fucking horse. Cool. And then he looks to the other horses, just shakes his head and keeps going.
And they're all polite and saying, "Ta-ta, cheerio, see you soon."
So what you're telling me is we've got like a whole bunch of South Coast Englanders, like Southerners, like pip pip, yes, good show, boy.
Yeah.
And then we've got one guy who's from like Northern England, of like fucking England, like some blighty's hard as boozer character who's come out, who's a fucking thug, looking after all of these Tories.
Yes, and they keep calling you a good chap.
I cancel Speak with Animals so fucking quickly.
Yeah, just as the owl flies up.
I will gladly turn them into meat, and thank God for that. Well, at least I know which ones to eat first.
All of them?
Not the bad ass. Anyway, continuing.
Okay.
Detect magic. You detecting any magic?
Yep. Well, we'll see. I was hoping to detect the ley lines.
Nerd.
Okay, looking around, you don't actually feel the ley line here.
Okay.
But then you also remember that detection spells don't work in the sun.
But we're not in the sun. We're in the sewers.
And you not actually have them work here either. This is the first time you tried to cast it not being under the sun.
Oh, okay, so it just doesn't work. Okay.
Not on anything you can see.
Fair enough.
When you touch things with your fingers, you can still feel if they're magical, but you can't see if they're magical.
Yeah, I'm not going around touching people, thanks.
Okay. So you start hunting through the sewers, looking for the rat man that you've been told to find.
Looking for tracks and things.
And it takes you an hour before you encounter him. You're hunting around.
Hey, that was a pretty good roll then.
I was going to say, an hour after finding this rat man who's been hiding in the sewers, I'd be pretty happy with that.
Well, especially considering Martin rolled a d20. And he rolled 1.
Oh, right. Sorry. Well, it's 1 hour. Yeah.
Well, actually, I rolled the d10 next to the d20.
Oh, was it? Okay.
And it was a 6.
Either way, we're happy.
Yes. So does Hessia know anything about I'm assuming that Hessia is not necessarily friendly with this rat man, just knows of this rat man. Is that right?
Yep, she does know of him. And as you come up to him, assuming the dwarf's in front. Is the dwarf in front, or is...
I believe I would be in front.
So there's no particular reason to change the order if necessary. So
He says, what do you want? Yeah, very squeaky voice.
Does he actually look like a rat man?
Seeing if I actually have a picture for you. Sometimes I have pictures, sometimes I don't. Okay, so
Be right back, guys.
he looks like that picture there.
Ah.
So it doesn't look like a rat whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Cool.
But he does look like a pustule
Okay.
So Jeremy's...
lady guy.
okay, yep. I can't imagine how he's called rat man.
Maybe it's his superpower.
No, he actually trained a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's right.
He does have a staff, and he does have a broken, rusty bronze dagger.
Okay.
So what did you say that he said again? What was the action?
He was stuttering, asking what you want.
We've come searching for you, friend.
Friend? I have no friends.
You do now.
I have no money to give friends.
We don't need money. We need information.
I have no money.
That's fine. We'll trade nothing for information.
You trade nothing for information. I don't have nothing. What information do I want? He says, looking at you.
I'm just gonna look at it. I'm just gonna say, Dimitri, just do the thing.
Can we give you money
I
for information?
Pull out a few coins and say,
I have information. What information do I have? He says.
We'd like to know what you know about stuff.
I know about rats. I'm good with rats. I hunt rats. I catch rats.
Are there anything?
I kill rats.
Are there
I
anything
eat
besides rats?
Rat stew. Rat cloves.
All right, putting rats to one side.
Well, I like rats. Rats are my livelihood.
Rest too.
Well, that's great. I mean, I don't want to minimise the knowledge of rats that you have. However,
your knowledge and expertise are vital, and the prophet of whatever the place was we visited just before, his name I can't remember, suggested that you are the one that we should seek out to provide the knowledge we want. Did you recognise the when I talk about a prophet?
He thinks for a bit and goes, "What's a puppet?"
Okay. So, do you know anything about a scepter? Have you seen any ancient sites down here that might be where things have been buried for many years?
He scratches his armpit and goes, not met a ancient site. Is that a person? Is a person an ancient site?
Not exactly what we're looking for.
And a what'd you say? A
Ancient scepter.
I don't understand. He says.
So,
He just looks at you, bewildered by your words.
we were told that you would know of
But I've got an
a
amulet.
a scepter floating under the city like the sun.
Oh, light! You should have said light. I've seen light.
Balath begins. Balath?
Okay.
Plyman begins casting a ritual.
But speak with animals.
You gotta get more information out of the rats.
Yep.
And where have you seen the light?
Dangerous. Down that way. Can take, but if I die, who saved Mom?
Who's your mum?
She need be
There's an
bought
exclamation
freedom.
mark on his head.
She slaved.
Well, we shall protect you while we go to this dangerous place to ensure that you're still around. And, as I say, perhaps then you can be the hero and save your mum by buying her slavery.
He puffs himself up to his 4'10" height.
Nice.
He when you're talking to him, he'll sort of be killed over to about 3 foot.
It's my height. Yep. I think.
And he sort of does that for a moment before he then falls back over again, having the strain of standing up was too much for him.
Agreed.
And he says, Keon needs you.
Thank you, sir.
He looks, Keon, not who. Keon.
Okay.
Oh, right. So he's not called Ratman.
People call me Ratman, not nice people.
Right. Okay.
You'll notice Dimitri didn't refer to him as Ratman to his face at all.
So how do you spell Kim?
He looks at you. What?
It's okay.
Spell? you use strange words.
All right. I'm a College of Law bard, but whatever.
Yeah, spelling's optional.
Just spell it phonetically. It's fine.
So from your perspective, it's actually K-L-E-O-M, but he doesn't know that.
K-L-E-O-M.
If you were to spell it out for him, he wouldn't understand.
Okay.
There is a reason why he's the Rat Man.
Definitely.
I want to hear what the 200 rats say.
When he says his mother...
Oh, yeah, so when he says that he's not actually called Ratman, drop the ritual.
Damn.
But what if it does help?
No.
Alright.
Okay.
We don't want another owl.
So his mother is of what species?
Hard to tell because you can't really tell what species he is. He's that mingled.
Okay.
And that dim.
Alright.
Maybe there's a bit of inbreeding in there.
Yeah.
You won't hurt his animalistic feelings.
Alright.
Is it far to this dangerous place?
Not far, he says. And he starts trudging along through the middle of the sewer line, which is currently wet and full of stuff. Occasionally pausing to pick stuff up and eat it.
Alright. Are we able to walk along the sides? Yep. Okay, I'll carry on with that. Only because I'm only 3 foot tall. I don't want to get drowned.
It's a good swimming practice for you.
No.
No? Okay.
Okay. So, not too long down there.
So as we're travelling along, Dimitri, so What makes this place so dangerous that we're going to?
He says bad stuff.
Bad stuff in the light or bad stuff near the light?
Yes.
God, imagine the conversation we was having with this guy if he gave a descriptor.
Oh, like, is it supernatural? Or...
He nods yes to Dimitri to his questions.
Right.
Yeah, very helpful.
Yeah, glad to clear that up.
He pauses every now and then at intersections and listens before continuing on.
Can you tell me about this bad stuff?
Bad, he says, nodding.
You're so getting so much extra information from him. All these questions.
Lots of tentacles?
Tend to what? No, I don't know time. Never learned tell time. Always sunrise, sun up.
Could we ask if the bad things were people or creatures?
Belath starts twitching.
When you ask that, he asks, "Is there a difference?"
Who starts twitching?
Yes.
Sorry, Plyman starts.
He not noticed
twitching.
difference. People all bad normally.
See, he's quite wise. He's got a point.
And at one point, he stops and picks a rat up and just snaps its neck in front of you, and puts it in his bag.
Right.
I'll save it for later, I guess.
Well, it's probably worth money to him.
Okay. He reaches another side passage and he whispers back to you saying, "Quiety, quiety, otherwise pointy people come down and stab you."
Okay, I'll be still.
20 people.
Pointy
Okay.
people who like to stab.
We'll certainly move quietly.
I'm not going to, but I really, really want to scream out, "What did you say?"
Dimitri will quietly have a word to Hessia saying, "Do you know anything about this area or what might be the dangers?"
She's never been in the sewers.
Right.
It's not something that their order generally go down into.
Well, I also have all the idea whether or not she had any thought on legends or things like that she may have. So, cool.
Well, they do talk about a creature that is bigger than two horses standing on each other in the sewers that eats the unwary.
But they're talking about the halfling that's walking around, aren't they?
Well, no, it's a horde of halflings because they're bigger than two horses. It's even worse than a single halfling.
No, it's
We
just a
always
halfling with four
Think we're big
stilts.
enough.
And a trench coat.
And basically, if you are unwary in the sewers, it may catch you.
Well, we're
Nothing would go over.
watching carefully as we go along.
Catch it.
I might actually have a description of it for you. So apparently I actually have a monster section in this book. Okay.
Sticking to the rules.
Look out.
Yeah, I haven't killed anyone in like half an hour. I hope it comes soon.
It sounds like it.
Well, you had 2 kills.
Yeah, but that was like half an hour ago.
Okay, so as he describes the creature, it sounds like a combination of a kraken, a octopus, a hydra, and a something else you've not encountered before.
Right.
Obviously, it doesn't really exist because we don't only crocodiles live in the sewers.
I'm more concerned he managed descriptors.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, no, I think
But
this was description from Hessia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he says, beastie patrol area. As he's going, shh, quiet.
Yeah, that's more what I was expecting.
But we do know it's based.
We do. Looks like maybe you should have done your talk with animals.
What the fuck are you, deaf?
Okay, so he leads you up to what appears to be a platform in the wall with light coming behind it. You can see blocking the corridor is a heavy iron portcullis. And you can see on the other side of the portcullis, down the corridor, a crank.
Pull the lever, crank.
But there's a portcullis between here
And the crank.
and the creature.
No, and the crank that opens the portcullis.
Okay.
We haven't seen the creature yet.
Creature's supposed to be in
can
the
I
area
try and
you're
lift
currently
it?
in.
All right, but is there another? Well, before we, okay, well let's crank it up.
It's
But
behind the portcullis.
I don't think we can. I doubt we can reach it easily.
And opposite the crank is what appears to be a statue of a well-muscled athlete wearing a simple tunic and sandals,
Does it have red hair?
showing no signs of rust. Not painted.
Oh, okay. Does it look like Dimitri?
A lot of things here look like Dimitri.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Turns out they made a golem of Dimitri.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's obviously a market for Dimitri here, so you know.
You can worship it.
there's even
It can look after you.
Okay.
the frickin' sewers.
So, Dimitri gets to make a perception roll.
To be mesmerised by his appearance.
18.
So the amulet you put on after defeating the Hydra seems to tug on your neck.
Okay. I will take a closer look at the amulet and see if it's actually got, like, if it's doing anything other than suddenly tugging me.
Looking at it, you can see colours moving through the amulet
But obviously weren't there before.
that weren't there before, no.
Has anyone seen Berserk? This is a really bad sign.
So,
Plumman gets ready to get stabby.
so,
He's not sure
Okay.
how.
well, did Simply Red succeed at all, or did he attempt to try and lift the portcullis?
Well, this is before he actually manages to get to it. He's just reached it now.
Okay then. So, well, yeah, Dimitri will have paused a bit then, try to work out what's going on with this amulet, but...
So do you hold the amulet to look at it?
Exactly, he's pulled it out, have a look at it, and he's holding on to it, yeah.
Okay, everyone else but Simply Red and Dimitri get to make a perception roll. Percepticons, go!
24.
I feel left out here.
Turns out nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're straining, trying to lift the gate at the moment.
27.
Damon?
18.
Okay, even you notice this. The statue looking down through the portcullis is matching Dimitri's pose.
His pose.
In his current pose.
Hey, Dimitri, can you just nod for me for a second, please?
Dimitri probably turned his head to look and say, what was that, what are you asking
You
for?
see the statue turn to look.
Fucking indulge me and nod.
Okay, well, yeah, you give a curious nod.
See the
Yep,
statue
I can
turn
see you.
And then just mimicking him completely.
Don't move. Dimitri, look at that statue and then nod again.
Mm-hmm. I guess it does look like me.
It moves like you too.
And now a athletics check for our halfling. That's the gate.
Well, as he
Okay.
attempts to lift it, Dimitri
Athletics
will try
looks
to put his
great on
hand
him.
out.
It would be athletics for Simply Red.
But as he does it, Dimitri will put his hand out
Mhm.
to see if the statue also puts the hand out,
It does.
and try and manoeuvre it so the hand of the statue will get to the crank, and then try and move the crank.
Okay.
21, by the way.
Okay, so as you start straining, you feel the gate start lifting and the mechanism's working. You're doing this fabulous job of lifting this gate. And then you notice, looking up, that the statue's turning the crank.
I was going to say, no. But the point is, does he let go before he goes above his head height?
Yes, I do.
think he does, and it continues going up. You're so good it just rises up into the ceiling.
And does it have like a tooth thing to keep it?
To look a lot like fuck this.
And basically, when you let go of the amulet, the statue stops moving.
It holds the gate open.
As long as he's got the hand on the thing, it's still holding it there.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yep.
No.
When he moves with the amulet activated, it copies his gestures, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Does it step?
Right, so I haven't tried that, but I was
I'm
about to
just
try it.
wondering, like, if we had a murder hobo robot statue, there could be some things here.
I'm all about this. This is like fantasy real steel. And Dimitri is Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah.
Well, as I say, but
I'm surprised
Dimitri's happy to
anyone got that
check
reference.
this out, but the so basically after the statue cranked it up, Dimitri let go of the amulet, and the statue stayed in that spot, did it, holding the crank?
Just stayed in that
Fantastic.
spot.
That's what I was.
Okay. Dimitri will walk forward under the support colours and encourage everyone else to come through. And
Yeah, sure.
the we're on the lower of the portcullis behind us at the moment. You'll take that as a yes. So
Yeah, I guess so.
okay. So again, we'll grab your lever again and make the statue lower the crank,
It lowers the crank.
and then I'll take my arm away from the crank handle, like the statue's arm away, and then I will attempt to actually take a step and see if the statue moves at all. When I
Well,
move a step.
yeah, the statue does move.
Okay. I'm guessing the statue is currently facing the wall though, right?
It is, yes. And you're not facing the same way.
And I'm not facing the same direction, no. If I turn, does the statue turn?
It does turn. If you're holding the amulet.
Yeah. Okay. I will turn so that the statue will be facing down the corridor,
Yep.
and then let go of the statue, so therefore I can turn around. I should let go of the amulet, so therefore I can turn around in the same direction.
And when you let
It could
go
work.
and you turn around, you notice its head turned to look at you.
Okay, but it didn't actually turn its body at that point. It just.
So
I will grab the statue again when I've turned around. Ready to grab the amulet again when I've turned around to
so it needs.
prepare to start going. So
But does it need to be able to see you in order to see you hold the amulet, or is it just?
as I say, we don't know yet. But at this stage, I'll hold the amulet, but I'll actually be behind it at this stage. Although if it's got a turn, it can probably turn its head. I'll take a step forward and see if it takes a step forward, and whether or not it turns its head with my head.
If it's still got its head looking behind it, and if you turn your head, it turns its head in relative to how you're moving now, but not mimicking your exact position.
Okay, so it's not necessarily trying to keep eyes on me though. If I've moved my head, is that right?
That is correct.
Cool. Well, it doesn't really make much difference to us if it's got its head turned 180 degrees backwards while it walks forward, so... having seen a couple steps of this statue, how stealthy is it?
Not very stealthy at all, because it makes a booming sound as it walks.
Right. So...
Which means I can actually give you some boomy sounds, if I can. Make you move around a bit. There, I can actually see what's on the other thing now. Okay, so let's see. So keep walking.
Dimitri will do a bit. Will play a bit just to see how dexterous this creature might be, and like wiggle his fingers, his arms, and things like that. Make the statue do shadow puppets on from the light source.
Oh, this
On the
is
wall?
not going to end well.
Just like to see what it can do.
It can mimic you perfectly.
Okay.
Plowman readies himself for combat, but definitely does not put himself between Dimitri and this golem.
Give me a perception roll on people.
Percepticon.
26.
Okay. Natural 20 then.
Yes.
23. Natural 20.
Everybody sees.
But between those of you who roll high, notice that the eyes are moving independently of what Dimitri's doing. Of the statue.
Just be aware, Martin. I don't know if it's happening for Amherst as well, but the sound's going a bit funny at my end.
Yeah, I thought it was my connection, but if it's happening for you too, then yeah, it's definitely happening.
Okay. How's that going? Better?
Yeah.
Seems like it's good.
Okay, I'll try starting that thing up again, but be quiet and see if that works better.
I
think it might
okay.
be the
So what are we seeing down this corridor then?
Okay, you can see it gets to a bend and then turn towards a light.
Okay.
I'll be looking
Keon,
back.
have you been down here at all?
Keon not past gates.
Fine.
Because of the golem.
Can't lift gates.
Fair enough.
No halfling.
You can't even sneak through.
Gates too narrow.
Disappointing.
No lock to pick.
But presumably the dangerous monster thing is not down this way either, because it probably couldn't go through the gate either.
Probably not. Though statue normally more talkative.
What do you mean?
Statue normally talk.
What does it say?
Words not understand. Much
Dear-
like him.
Do you remember any of the words?
Can you mimic the sound?
No.
You're quickly proving to be useless.
I have been told that many times. Normally by mum.
No wonder it only took us an hour to find him.
Okay. No, you've been a great help. You've been a marvellous guide.
And you're a great liar.
He looks at you and says, he got no money to give you.
No, that's right. The money is yours.
Oh, people who praise me generally want money.
Should we, like if I do it out of his view, go to like making a, you
No.
know, neck snap kind of.
No.
No?
No.
Barman's just like,
That's like one against and one neutral. Any other votes?
No, there were 2 votes for against.
Against.
Because
Yeah.
the statue voted no as well.
so, Dimitri, you may not realize, but
You
the
told-
old statue up there is watching you.
Neutral goodish.
Extra medium.
Well, I'm assuming it has to be able to see me effectively to mimic my actions.
Yeah, apparently it talks.
Can you do something to make it talk?
It hasn't been mimicking my voice.
Maybe
Or
you
my
should release it and we can have a chat with it.
Yeah.
I looked at Ratboy.
Yep.
Does it usually move on its own? Or just talk?
When people talk, he talk at it.
But it never moves?
He talk, but doesn't move.
Do they say the same thing?
Does the mouth move?
Mouth move.
Yeah, release the statue for a second, Dimitri.
I'll let go of the amulet.
Statue just stares and looks at Dimitri.
Come on, man. We know you talk.
And
Ratboy said you talk.
yeah, but when you talk to it,
Greetings, Guardian.
Yeah, no, the Ratboy can't activate it.
Greetings, enslaver, it says.
There we go. See?
okay. Enslaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do the Plummet
You were-
accent tonight. It's not working.
You were not already enslaved? What was your role here?
Guardian
Of what?
of the door.
Against who?
Against he looks at the halflings, invaders, looks at you, doesn't really know what to make of you.
Pick your
moves
words.
over to the dwarf and says, foreigners. And looks at Dimitri and says, opener of the gate for the worthy. Though hard to tell considering you're using a slaving device.
Well,
Can you move normally?
so what? Do you know what is beyond this passage?
Yes. But are you worthy to get it?
No,
Of course.
It's here.
We would not be here if we were not worthy.
Others have come. Others have died.
They were obviously not worthy.
They were not. But two of you here showed promise. Two of you were just terrifying.
Which two?
The two halflings.
No, they're the ones that showed promise.
I'm curious to know which one's which. I better be
Do I show
terrifying,
promise?
you fucking statuette fuck.
He doesn't say.
I'm no blacksmith, but I will melt you down. Anyway, this is fun.
Well,
So can you move?
perhaps you could lead us towards
Yeah, do it.
the goal for which we are worthy.
There's no fucking way he's doing that.
He looks at you and says, hard to tell what you're worthy for, I've only just met you. And your first action was to enslave me. That does not strike me as a worthy hero.
To be fair,
Agreed.
it didn't look like you were ready to open the crank for us.
You never asked.
Well, that's right. Because it didn't look like you were going to do it, because it looked like you were a statue.
You never asked.
No, never us.
Don't worry, he never asks us either. He just goes ahead and does it.
Yeah, in
That's
fact,
right.
there was only one person who actually decided to start to talk to you, and well,
Like I said, two of you showed promise.
who's the other one?
You never introduced yourself either.
I did not.
That was rude. Do you have a
Because-
name?
I did. It was taken from me when I was born. Or reborn, as the term might be.
Into what you are now?
Yes.
That kind of looks like slavery to me. Did you volunteer for it?
I died.
So, this is a construct with your soul inside it?
Honorific of the person I was.
This is a reward?
I could be dead.
Could be worse. Could be Dimitri.
I think I'd rather be dead.
With only a rat man to talk to. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, I can't imagine you get great conversation.
I talk occasionally. He makes strange sounds.
Can we free you? Is that possible? Would you want that?
Only the Emperor has the power to free me.
What about God Boy over here?
Well, we're actually on our way to. We're on our way to actually restore the rightful emperor.
Oh, God.
Do you know of the scepter?
That is whether or not you're worthy.
Yeah, that's the thing down there, yeah? Is something going to try and attack us?
So, as I said,
Probably.
So are you going to determine whether he is worthy?
No, he never presumes.
You have chosen
Right.
wisely.
If he dies, he was not worthy.
Okay, so that's all that matters. Just whether...
If he returns successful, then he was worthy.
It's fair enough.
Okay.
are you the only guardian of the scepter?
I'm not guarding the scepter, I'm guarding the door.
Are there guardians of the scepter?
You sure there is? I'm sure there's tests.
Boring.
Are you happy and willing to let us pass on our way to prove ourselves worthy?
As long as you're respectful.
Always.
What if you have good intentions but you aren't that respectful?
Yeah, you've got good intentions to be respectful, or at least to try to be respectful.
He pauses for a moment and says, "You're fine.
Good.
You remind me of me."
Yeah, only I wouldn't stand in the one spot for eternity.
I don't notice the passing of time.
That's odd. I guess being dead does that.
It does.
Hang
Never
on.
hungry, never tired, never bored.
Why can't you talk to Rat Boy?
He doesn't speak a language I understand.
Oh, really? That's horrible.
I'm not sure I want to know what language he speaks.
Oh, he's nice.
So do we recognise with the amulets that we're wearing, the language amulets,
Everyone speaks your native language.
we all hear ourselves in our native language, yeah.
Yep.
So we're not actually, we're not distinguishing whether someone's talking a different language. So
Look, he's dumb, but he's nice. He's worth talking to.
He's tried.
That should tell you everything you need to know. He tried.
no. He's saying the statues tried to talk to Ratman.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Thank you for the clarification there.
We'll have amulets.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you all have amulets that translate that you got from the elves.
Can I speak to him briefly? 'Cause, like, I know we're all having conversations. If I gave my amulet to the Ratman so you could talk to him, would that ease the passing of your time?
You son of a bitch, Amherst. I was about to do that.
He says, possibly.
Then I wouldn't have to speak to these douchebags.
Yeah, but you do realise that if you gave him your amulet, you would no longer be able to speak to anyone else in this area, or world for say, because everyone speaks long-dated languages.
I have many strength words and not one of them, and I feel like you need them more than I do.
Martin's like, how do I keep this entertaining and not fuck over the character?
He says it's not his choice for you on who you give stuff to.
I give my amulet to Rat Boy,
Okay.
making sure I explain it to him before I give it to him because
Oh, he's gonna sell that shit.
yeah, probably. But
Give it to the statue.
Oh, that's a good idea. Would it work on the? Can
That would
I?
be the way I'd go.
Yeah, can I put this on you to see if it works on you?
Okay, you put it on him. He seems to understand the Rat Boy, and he has that look of horror in his eyes.
He's stuck with
Come on, he's
you-
nice.
endless conversations with this.
Oh, he
Rat Boy.
understands, yes, but he also understands how limited the other guy's language is.
He can bring you stuff.
That the passage of time may be that much more torturous by the limited conversation
He
opportunities.
now feels this passage of time.
The curse.
Alright, so I'll just remember that I can't talk to anyone now.
Very briefly, do you want me to take that off?
What, the amulet?
Yeah. I'm talking to the statue.
Oh,
He
the
doesn't-
statue.
He doesn't need or mind either way.
I was going to say, well, the statue has been moving independently, has he not?
He has, yes.
So presumably he can take it off if he wants to.
How about this? Is there only one way in and out? The gate?
He only knows of this entrance.
Cool. When we come back out, we'll see if you still want it.
Okay. He says as he stands there that the Rat Boy doesn't want to go any further because it's dangerous where the light is.
Yes, you've done your duty well, thank you, sir.
And then he starts talking at the guy at the statue.
Dimitri will
You
give
can hear him talking about his daily grind.
Dimitri will give the rat man a couple of coins and say, perhaps you should go and save your mother.
What coins do you give him?
Do I remember what the recognition of value is around this in this area?
Well, they do.
I said
They
we did come across because copper was valuable to the
sea people.
sea people.
But these guys, they seem to value gold, silver, and copper the same way you do.
Right. Okay. I will give him 3 gold coins.
He thanks you for your generosity and asks if he should wait for you here so you can get home.
How many twists and turns do we have to take through to get to his place?
Quite a few.
Okay.
Plus, he also knew where to be quiet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're willing to wait, that would be appreciated. But we also understand if you wish to wait on the other side of the portcullis.
No, bad beastie that way.
Bad beastie?
Okay.
Sorry, yes.
So, okay. Well, Dimitri's happy enough that he's done the job there. So.
Okay. The rest of you walk forward and go through a couple of twists and turns. Gets brighter as you do. And then you find yourself standing at the entrance to an ancient crypt. Sealed burial vaults line the west, line one of the walls. All of the vaults are ornately engraved with emblems and runes which you cannot see clearly from here. While the vaults draw your attention for only a moment, where there is something more. Hovering 10 feet above the floor in midair is an iron rod about 2 foot long. It is etched with glowing runes and set with an abundance of glittering gemstones. The light from the runes fill the chamber with a golden glow that feels warm and good against your face. Standing directly beneath the floating scepter and bathed in its golden glow is a warrior. He wears a leather torso armor and a shield, both emblazoned with the image of a griffin. His warrior's head is covered by an iron helmet decorated with yellow plume. In his hands is a short sword with shimmering runes etched along its blade. Lying on the floor nearby are 3 skeletons. They wear rotted leather armor and still clutch rusted weapons. As you take this in, he says, "Behold the folly of those who came before you," he says, gesturing with his sword to the skeletons. "They were not worthy of the scepter. Are you worthy? Can you end the torment of Olympus the Undying? Let us find out," he says, as he raises his sword above him in a salute.
Does the name Olympus, is that something we've heard before?
You heard that was the name of the first emperor of these people.
Right, yep.
So I'm actually going to call initiative now.
What?
He has issued a challenge.
Alright.
14.
So Simply Red is at 13. What does someone else got?
19.
19 for Raya.
7.
Damon is on 7.
Clement's picking
6
his
for
nose.
Dimitri.
6 for Dimitri. So obviously you're letting Clayman go first.
Yeah.
What about Willie?
I rolled a 2. So 6.
Do you want to go before or after Dimitri?
Happy to go
I think it makes
after.
much difference by that way. We'll share this.
Yeah. We'll be well and truly after the monster goes.
Okay. Okay, so it is Raya up first as you see this person looking like a legendary figure. Legendary hero of the world.
With a spear through his forehead.
The spear is flying behind him in the air.
Oh.
Nice! I'm so excited. So fucking
So
excited.
for you guys
That's why it's
online,
slow.
you can see that picture.
Who's...
Oh, I can take it.
I can take it.
Just need a rust monster.
Okay.
Who's going
You are first.
after me?
You're it.
You don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, who wants to tank this guy then?
Yeah.
Lyman, but
Hello.
Alright, fine.
Hi.
I'm gonna use resistance on Clement, which is an abjuration.
Is this because I'm an employee and thus, like, dispensable?
It would probably have a lot to do with the fact that I'm a barbarian in the designated tank.
Yeah, I'll cast
And
on
also-
him first and then you.
Yeah, and also that I don't have too much magical damage, so I'm just going to try and take damage instead.
Fair enough.
Or maybe he just thinks that Clement's in more need of that resistance bonus than you are.
Or is just better.
He thinks he recognises that Clement's a bit weaker than you, and so there needs the support.
I also recognise Clement's need to rush head first into battle, so you know, I kind of understand that's a pretty good idea. So yeah, I'm gonna touch a willing creature, hopefully Clement's willing, and give them resistance. My understanding of abjuration in this place is that it has twice the effect.
Yeah, abjuration normally is double the effectiveness.
So once before the spell ends, it's concentrated up to 1 minute. Target can roll d4 and add the number rolled to one saving throw of their choice. And you can roll before or after making the saving throw when the spell ends.
It's probably effective when I have double the spell
That would
length
be
rather than necessarily doing
d4 or
extra.
d8 or whatever whatever.
Yeah,
Martin
it
says.
normally lasts twice as long.
Oh, it lasts twice enough. Well, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
Is that one single spell, one single save?
Well, you
Or
can
lasts
just direct
twice
to
as
that
long?
time. Yeah.
So I construct 2 minutes.
You
But
gotta
once
go
it's
for up to 2
used,
minutes.
what's the point of doubling it then?
It means it lasts. It just means you got a lot longer for it to be effective.
It is one of the things that, in fact, the doubling effect on a lot of abjuration spells
Well, that's-
is
okay.
a bit dubious.
Yeah.
It doesn't always help. And that's part of the thing with the Hollow spell effects is that they're not always helpful.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so you do that.
Yep.
You see as he brings the sword down, each of the runes light up in sequence of the blade brighter and brighter.
I'm so fucked.
As the sword itself starts to vibrate, and then once the fifth rune is lit up, the shield itself also lights up.
So fucked.
Oh, he's a cosplayer.
Fucking got me.
What?
Nerd!
Okay, and he puts himself into a defensive stance.
Is it a little bit like when Godzilla powers up?
Yeah.
It feels like that, and you hear a vibration happen with everything.
Yep.
So the whole room starts to vibrate as he powers up.
Just
So
put
let's
that
see.
handy up. This is smart.
See if this works well for theme music.
Yep, I'm gonna need the book.
Okay, so Simply Red is now up as the weapon itself and his shield has grown more powerful. What does Simply Red want to do?
Does he want to unmute himself? Does he?
Are you there, Amherst?
Yep.
Your go.
Alright. So. How far away am I?
You are. I will put you at. I will say 20 feet away from him.
Cool. I would like to run up and introduce him to my 2 little friends.
Okay, as you run up, he swings his blade at you because you've triggered his ready to action.
That's cool. He's gonna miss.
He is
Okay,
not.
so I think he might miss. He only hits armor class
74.
19.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay, he hits.
He does have a slight bonus.
Sorry, I just looked at the D20 that's kitty there. Was that the 19 after rolling a 3?
No, it was after rolling a 6.
That's right.
Just as bad.
I'd have been a little bit concerned if you had 18, 19 with rolling 3.
Okay, so
I need one of those figurines with a horse so I can just be like, Horseamon, I choose you.
So he does 26 points of slashing damage, which is magical.
Fuck.
Okay.
Hang on. Would I still get resistance against that? It's magical slashing damage.
And magical slashing.
But isn't it to the other guy?
Still
Isn't it?
slashing damage, right? Yeah, it is. I'm just making
It
sure.
can bypass
curious.
normal magic, normal slashing damage.
Okay.
But it also counts as elemental damage at the same time because he has actually done that.
Good bullshit.
So that was oh sorry, I did that to Willie. Sorry, Willie.
I'm happy with this.
Simply
I'm
Red.
glad I got some healing.
Martin, I don't know if it's happening for Jeremy, but there is some really weird static.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, occasionally for me.
Has it disappeared again?
Yeah, it comes and
It
goes.
was a bit intermittent anyway, so it's a bit hard to say for sure.
It might actually be my mic playing up.
Yeah, there we go. I had a bit of it then when you spoke.
Okay, I'll see if I can poke my mic and make it fix itself up.
That's cool. So I'm now able to hit the son of a bitch, is this right?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay, cool.
So has that picked up my talking?
Not especially.
No.
I may have to take my mic offline for a while. Okay, let's see.
Alright, so first roll.
Okay, is that any better for you guys?
We can still hear you fine, so.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, I can't hear the distortion at all.
Okay, so I may have to discontinue that mic.
So, my first roll was a 14 to hit.
Okay, your first roll is also with disadvantage.
My first roll was 14 to hit.
Okay, and you miss. He just blocks it.
Okay, next. You said disadvantage, didn't
Yep.
you?
Yeah.
So me rolling a 20 is not as exciting as it would be.
Well, it'll be exciting if you roll another 20.
No, but I did roll an 18. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a 25 to hit.
Okay, you hit him.
I hit him for 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I'd also like to use one of my combat superiority device thingy. Where is it?
How many of those do you have?
I have 5 per short rest, and I didn't use one with action surge. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
So no, everything I've got here, I could have done it when he hit me, but I didn't use it. So no, that's all right. And then I'll just kind of, can I move to the side to make it easier for people to be flanked?
You can move to the side.
Yeah, you can still use him. You can move after you've acted.
Do you move away from him so you're not adjacent to him?
No, I want to stay adjacent to him. Thank you very much. I can do that with Bryn.
He doesn't want another AO.
I just meant that I could make it so that whoever attacks next will be able to flank him.
Okay. Then Flamin is up.
Rage. Rage. Actually, that's what I was trying to do. God damn it, why didn't I bookmark this? Charge in, because... Charging in.
Yep.
And desperately try and find your website so I can look up Weapons Mastery Glaive again. Right there, got it. Okay. So. Yeah, at expert and charge. Cool.
And so you will crit if you roll a 19 or 20.
I'm charging.
Yep. Equal for charge.
Really?
So you had disadvantage to begin with, though.
Why do I have disadvantage?
Because you were fighting someone of this nation without using one of the nation's weapons.
Okay. And if I have flanking on it?
You still get disadvantage.
Okay. So do I still have disadvantage anyway?
Yes. Unfortunately, the world's magic protects the people who live here.
Copy. That's double douchery. Oh, good though.
Why their people will be wiped out if they then go off and attack in another nation.
It's because they're assholes. Yeah, cool. Next is also there was a 1 there.
Critical miss. Okay. So he directs it right into Simply Red. Roll damage.
I got some bad news for you, buddy.
Yay!
Paintown, population U.
He basically uses his sword to draw your blow right into your friend.
Yeah, that's fair enough. 15 damage. No.
Do I have a reaction?
Well, potentially.
I would like to parry. because I forgot I can do this until just now.
I'm just imagining.
Okay.
Next one of your actions, you can go for
When
it.
another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can expend one superiority die to reduce the damage by the number you roll on superiority die plus 3.
Okay. So how much
And
damage
I-
did you do?
Okay.
So roll your superiority dice to see if you can reduce the damage of 15.
Oh, I have to do a roll to see if I can pull it off, don't I?
No, I believe you just you spend the superiority dice and then
Oh.
because it's a limited resource.
Because
Yeah.
you feel that's like a D8 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's 7, so 4 plus 3.
So you're taking 8 points of damage.
Yeah, so as you see the glaive stab into you.
Yay.
That was the first attack.
Critical misses, no. Cool. I'll take that.
And then
I
just do it on the
won't.
back
Roll
row.
better.
I did roll better. Let's
On
go
both dice?
Yeah, on both dice. There were no ones, which makes it immediately better. 22 to hit.
22 is a hit.
Cool. 19. Hang on. Yep, 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay, you strike him.
Fantastic.
Then it is Dimitri's go. What would Dimitri like to do?
So how big was this room?
This room is probably about 60 foot by about 40 foot.
Okay, and the three combatants are in about the centre of the room at the moment, are they?
Not far from the entrance.
Not far from the entrance, okay?
So actually it's about 60 foot by about 80 feet. So it is a bit bigger than I thought.
Okay, no, that's right then. Whilst
Is
the
there a photo looking here for dinosaurs?
whilst the guy's a bit distracted, Dimitri will go with a bonus action to try and hide. Stealth 24,
Yep.
and then he's going to aim to move around the combat, around the walls type stuff, to be coming around from the other side in that sort of angle. So,
Okay, so when you step into the chamber, you can see yourself lit up brightly by the scepter.
okay, well, I will still just aim to move around, basically circling around giving it a wide berth to come out from a different direction potentially, but yeah. So,
Okay, so what would Willie like to do?
I'd like to transform into a dinosaur.
And roll out
I assume the room's big enough.
10-foot ceiling.
So large beast. Is that alright?
That's alright.
yep.
Okay, so I'm transforming into an Allosaurus, and that's about it, I think. And then maybe back up a little bit, because then I can pounce.
You can't back up because the corridor will not fit you.
Okay, alright. So I'll go.
You've pretty much come to almost within reach of the guy by changing.
So the idea is that I pick up weapons that I transform into a creature that is native to this plane of existence, and then go at him.
Which is a very smart move.
Yeah.
So, Raya.
I will just use resistance on.
Is that a concentration spell?
Oh, let me check.
Because in which case then you drop the one on Flamer to cast the other one.
Yeah, it is. So I can't. Okay, in that case, I
Oh
will.
no, you can. You just drop the other spell.
No, I'll keep it on payment.
Well, is there any advantage to it? Because if
I'm just gonna
Playman,
use-
if Playman is getting hit by the energy as well as the
Well, he hasn't been hit yet.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Just
Plyman's
wait
going to get fucked when he starts getting attacked.
That's right. I'll just use a
Well-
roll on.
Then he might not attack Plyman. Because Plyman's obviously on his side. Because he stabbed the halfling.
15, I think. Passes, I think.
What are you trying to do?
We are not
Evocation
amused.
spell.
What level is the spell?
1.
Level 1. I believe it is.
For some reason I thought the base level was 15 in my head, but that could be wrong.
I think that was correct.
Getting the spell off it with 15 plus spell level.
15 plus spell level. So if you rolled a 15 and it's a level 1 spell, it failed.
Oh shit, really?
By 1.
You rolled 15 or you
He rolled a 15.
total with 15?
No, yeah, total of 15.
But it uses the spell slot.
Yep, alright. That's my turn.
Okay. Now the guy decides to act on his turn. So I should clean up the extra dice so I roll both dice at the same time. Okay, he swings at Simply Red to start with. Okay, so he hits a 23.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so you he does 23 points of damage. That counts as magical and of every element.
So you're not likely to resist against it. But you might be vulnerable.
Do you have any vulnerabilities?
Gonna go with probably no.
Most people don't, which is good. And then he swings at Playman.
Now that I know how to use this, it should make
Okay,
it
he
easier.
gets a 26 versus Playman.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so he hits 27 damage.
But actually, Martin,
Yeah.
they probably don't have vulnerabilities, but they probably do have their affinity. That means their proficiency bonus can modify the damage.
It
But I guess it's the fact that it's also the other element means it cancels that effect. Is that
It
right?
does. It counts
Yeah.
as whichever one gets through.
Yeah.
So that was 27 points of damage? Yes.
So I think that means for rare you could just drop the resistance spell because it didn't help. Is that right?
No, it should still help. It just,
Saving throws it.
yeah.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
And then it
He hasn't
attacks,
cast any spells yet.
then it attacks Playman again.
Well,
What third attack?
I would like to attempt to deflect it.
Did you do that as your bonus action?
So
it's a bonus action to activate.
deflect. Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, I was reading a
It has
different.
to be a reaction, not a bonus action.
No. So it's a reaction if you spend your bonus action.
Preparing to do it.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, right.
So he hits a 28.
Yeah, glad I didn't bother with that one.
Okay, and he did quite well for you.
Quite well for you.
Yep. So on his 6 dice, he rolled 13 damage.
Not gonna argue. You ready for the TPK?
Well, we haven't seen.
Then he has his that was his third attack, wasn't it? Then he's up to his fourth
Has
attack.
anyone heard it yet?
Yeah,
And
he's
he's taking
taking
his fourth
damage.
attack at Playman, hitting 19. He didn't do so well that day.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Apparently he rolled better.
Right.
$24 damage.
Plyman is bleeding a lot, profusely, from many cuts and gouges.
Like, how far are you from death, though?
Look at the screen.
I'm a quarter of the way down. Sorry, I am a quarter of the way up.
Oh, so you're even worse than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm sitting on not much.
There seems to be a couple of very red people.
Yeah, I'm sitting on sweet fuck all.
But it's actually slightly more hit points available than Simply Red by the look of it.
And then
He's Simply Red.
he yells out a chant and activates his
Trap card.
Hadouken!
no, his extra round of attacks.
Exercise.
The action.
Action.
Say goodbye to Plummet.
I'm glad I'm not close.
Okay, he swings at Willie with his first swing.
What?
You said it.
Well, actually, that would have to have been. Sorry, the first one was Simply Red. I'm so used to the halfling being.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be the adjacent one.
Yeah, I had some
yes.
questions.
Whew.
Hey, Amherst, did you see the flashy?
I'm going down.
Yeah, man. Okay, so.
Yeah.
So that's 26 makes it.
See ya, buddy.
52 points of damage.
You did not reach like my death in the negative.
Insta death.
You had 4 hit points left as far as I could tell, so he got very close to insta death.
No. Well, my hit points are 68.
68. I've got 55 here, so that's probably part of the problem. So it should be 68.
Yeah, so I had 11 left.
Yeah. But
Not
either way,
enough. Don't get me wrong.
Not enough.
Anybody have any
Okay,
healing?
so and I just did
Do you have any
52.
I just tried to use healing and it failed.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely down. Is that what we're saying?
yes.
You are down, and you will start dying soon.
All right. Can I use a reaction?
Yeah, I don't
to splash
know.
blood in Plumman's
We're fucked.
face just to piss him off.
You can, but because he took you down of a critical hit, I believe that puts you down on
Two death saves. Two failures.
2 failures.
Because I don't have a healing. Like I
Wait,
do
so
have a
I've
healing
already
spell.
got 2 failures.
You
But
start off with 2 failures because he crit hit you on the kill.
fails every time.
Okay, sure.
Okay, then he swings at Plymouth
Say goodbye to Plummet.
with a 29. He doesn't get extra bonuses for getting close to 20, only on 20s. So that is 26 points of damage.
Down.
I can't believe you went down not on a crit. What kind of whip does that?
And then he steps up to the dinosaur.
Right.
But he doesn't get advantage on you.
He doesn't?
No.
Okay.
Because you're a native,
You've turned
apparently.
yourself into a native.
Yes.
So, like I said, very smart. He gives armor class 20.
Oh, he still hits. And he'll probably knock me out of the damage.
So, okay, I'd actually been forgetting some of the extra damage I was supposed to add for everyone else, so you're lucky. I'm just doing straight dice, not his extra bonus. So, that is 26 damage.
Don't you feel lucky there, Martin, that he remembered it for you?
Alright. 203 to 204. So this is, I've just got to read my concentration check. It's not going to be quite.
Half the damage dealt, so it'll be
Okay.
DC 13 or DC 10, whichever's higher.
DC 13 then. Right. And is that a constitution check?
Have you got the page there telling you what the check is?
Concentration. Whenever you take damage while you are concentrating on a spell, you must make a constitution saving throw to maintain your concentration.
Constitution saving throw. Based on
Okay.
your monster,
If you take-
not on yourself.
Alright.
Your monster stats can change it, so
Yeah.
you're not using your own, but if you're proficient in it, you get to keep the proficiency.
Well, I was going to say, roll a d20 and see what. If you're above 13, you know you're fine anyway.
Okay, so plus 3.
Sure.
Okay, so 17. No worries. So I retain my Allosaurus form.
How much hit points does your form have left?
Like half or something.
Because he has another attack.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, he gets an 18.
Alright, it's got 51 hit points. So
Total or 51 left?
51.
Clever girl.
Okay, so apparently the gods like you right now and are going to give you a chance to retaliate.
Okay. Well, I might not survive the concentration check anyway.
So he does 20 damage that time.
20?
So that's a DC 10. So you've taken 46 damage all off.
Alright, so I've got 15 on my concentration save.
You're good.
Yeah. And I've got 1 and I've got 5 hit points.
And then Simply Red gets to make a death saving throw.
Right, because
He's right now.
not my
No,
turn.
technically you don't. I'm
it's
sorry,
not
because
my turn.
your death saving throw goes to the start of its next turn. So you've got a full round to get through before you have to do it. It is now Dimitri's turn.
Okay, well, now that he's moved forward to attack the Allosaurus,
Yep. You can flank him quite easily.
What's he doing to my Allosaurus?
Dimitri's going to move forward and grab the scepter.
Okay.
You sneaky fuck.
What?
Hey, that was big. The one
He's
who
gonna
was
grab
worthy
the
to get it.
scepter and fuck off.
Yeah, that's Dimitri. You learn this now.
Paragon of virtue.
I said goodish.
It's selective virtue.
Okay, give me a
Aren't you gonna save Simply Red?
In a moment.
give me an acrobatics check. As
Hello?
You try to grab the scepter.
You're not quick enough, it becomes simply blue.
Acrobatics.
Simply
Simply
pale,
black.
I think was the exact one.
Simply Moldy.
16, 19.
19. Okay. Okay, you grab the scepter.
Cool. So I guess that was a move and an action, and then I'll use a bonus action to move back out of the way.
And
again. So I got-
as you grab the scepter, the warrior in front of you crumbles to dust.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course it does.
Told you to make you Xavier.
I'd rather die.
That was the key to the whole thing.
Alright.
Well, in that case, then Dimitri will then move to Simply Red, so he's in a position to give him something immediately after on his next turn. So,
I seriously
The
thought you were
moment
going to
when
say
your
sit there and watch
character
me
goes
shoot.
down, we're looking at
well,
GPK,
I can't do anything like now.
and
so
the
maybe
one
it's not-
asshole character, arrogant prick of the party, saves us all by stealing the scepter. Fuck my life.
Don't worry,
What's a Snapchat?
he won't expect anything from you for the Saviour.
Okay, you've so what alignment is your character at the moment?
I said,
found
neutral goodies.
Truck driver from Canada.
Okay, so
Surprised
you do
me.
notice that you seem to be less coordinated with moving it around like a weapon.
Okay, I wasn't really planning on using it as a weapon, but
What
Is
are you
it
gonna use it for? Scratching your nose? You picked it up.
Barman
oh, no, I was going to
stabilizes.
use it as a staff of office.
And you have a voice in your head saying, "Greetings, son of Hallowed."
Oh, you've got one too now.
Well, no, but
How many has he got? Like, he's got a whole lot of other items, hasn't he?
Well, I've got a lot of magical items. I have got one other artifact that we've recently awakened. So,
And you feel power unlike anything you've touched before. Even the gem you picked up was pale and significant to this one.
Does anyone else need a artifact?
I've already got one. I don't need another one.
Alright, there you go.
Are you
What about
awake?
Yem's diamond?
No,
Oh, okay. Where is Wade?
Is it Yem's diamond?
couldn't give a fuck.
I couldn't give a fuck.
I think he's on one of the horses.
It is on one of the horses. Singing a sea shanty to the
Hang on a second, which
So do I
horse?
need to do
You know
an
which one.
extra?
There's only
Yeah,
one
okay.
horse that will take it.
so well,
He's probably
does
strapped
anybody
to
get
his
to
side
act?
and charges people with like, oh!
It's fucking
Does anybody
barbarian. I
else
wouldn't
get
put it
to act
past him.
before Simply Red has to do a death save?
So you've grabbed that. Then it is actually Willie's turn next.
Like I said, Dimitri has moved up to Simply Red with a bonus action move.
Yeah.
Rides it into battle.
Can't do anything more right now.
So, what would
Well,
really like
maybe,
to
actually no. By the sound of it, he probably hasn't moved at all because he's a bit shocked and surprised at the power emanating through this scepter.
Yes, you can actually see the world around you with footnotes.
Just press the off button, Jeremy.
So it's like someone has done, like click here to see more on everything you're looking at.
Greetings, Mr. Stark.
So, what would Willie like to do? You are a dinosaur, and the only thing in front of you is this guy with his blindingly bright staff.
I will drop my Allosaurus transformation.
Yep.
What a good idea that was.
Oh, it was fantastic. The thing had a hard time taking you out.
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah,
good
And let's
actually.
face it, if you weren't an Allosaurus, you wouldn't have provided enough of a distraction.
That's right. I would have dropped to 0.
Exactly. You might have moved back under the scepter by then.
Maybe. Okay, so I dropped the Allosaurus, my
Yep.
5 hit points left of Allosaurus, and I don't think that costs me anything
No.
as far as the action economy. So then I will cast. Can I cast Healing Word on Simply Red?
You need to roll for it.
Not Flamin'? I'm asking that specifically because both of them are down.
Really?
Well, and also, Flamin's got resistance.
He's dying.
Both of them are dying.
But I can do both.
You can do
Yeah.
both in the same round.
No,
Have you
I
used-
mean,
did you use your-
I can do him in the second round because he's not going to die this
How-
minute.
Death save, yeah.
Probably.
All you know is they've both been taken down in the same round.
All right. Well,
Yeah. So just go for one.
Simply
of them.
Red
Whichever
looks a
one.
lot more
Messed up.
crispy. Okay. So yeah, I heal him,
Yeah, he's
Okay.
borderline teriyaki for the moment.
and that will be healing word. Okay, so 9 hit points. So so it gets 9. I'm not dead.
So I have to heal him 50 hit points to get him back to where he should be.
Yeah.
He was on minus 41.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that action. That's you done. Then it is Raya's turn. Lehman's down.
Oh yeah, I guess you can heal him.
What do you do? Point? Comment?
Do no.
Sketch a picture?
Tempted, but no. I guess I can try for it again. My last one failed, so I'm not really gonna bother. I think.
So what sort of spell was the killing?
I'm using Redrian Staff,
Redrian Staff.
which gives me an exemption to evocation spells.
Yeah, but it costs you.
But it costs you a maximum hit point per level.
Yeah, you can't just.
What?
Removes one of your maximum hit points by the level of the spell.
Ah.
But if you use it, you
okay.
don't have to roll that.
There's no roll involved. There's no check.
What?
But you're using your life force to power the spell.
Ah.
Is that recoverable or is it permanent?
With time.
No.
It's not an easy thing to get back. You probably won't recover it until after you get out of Hollow World.
Right.
You need the gods back to do so. Are you willing to take that risk, or do you want to roll?
Just make a roll.
Okay.
Well,
What level spell is it?
let's see how well I roll,
One thing you
and then I can decide.
is that if you roll a crit, you lose the spell permanently.
If you roll a natural 1, you burn it out of your brain.
Yeah.
And if you roll a natural 20, you overcharge it. So it heals twice as much.
Well, that's not a bad thing, is it?
No.
So what's
The odds are in your favour.
Well, I got a 6.
So what's your add your history to it?
A history check.
Because you're a bard. You get to add your history to the check to see how well you can pull off the spell.
History check. +8.
Plus 8, so you get a
14.
And that's too low to get even a cantrip off. Would you like to use one of the rerolls and try again?
Do it.
Okay.
I don't always ask.
Oh, is that
That makes
bad?
it a 15. So unless it's a cantrip, it doesn't get through. Is it a cantrip?
No, it's not.
Then you use up the spell slot and nothing happens. So Simply Red is still dying.
Okay. Sorry, Rio.
And
No,
then
it's
it's
okay.
Ria's go, and yes, get clear, and nothing happened.
Guess we keep using spell slots and keep trying, I guess.
Do any of you have first aid?
I was going to say, remember, medicine can at least stabilise people.
Oh, can it?
Stop them making death saves.
Medicine can be used to stabilize, which means they then are unconscious for 1d4 hours.
Which is better than dying.
Yes.
Alright, well, I guess I'll...
So who are you going to? Layman or Simply Red?
Simply Red, I guess.
Okay.
Nope. That's a 5.
Would you like to use one of the rerolls?
No.
Okay.
Please do.
Well, no.
Alright,
Save the rerolls for your death saves.
Yeah, I think
Then-
that's probably a better idea.
Then it is Simply Red's death save.
Alright, we ready?
Yep.
Hey, so I got good news, I got bad news.
You rolled a 1?
I did.
Yep.
I'm
Get a halfling reroll.
Yep.
20.
Okay, I got good news.
Would you like to use one of the rerolls?
Well, I rolled a 3, so yes.
Okay.
Alright, roll again. So I'm gonna have a new character next week, guys.
You got bad news and you got bad news?
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
I'm out.
You see Simply Red just...
Simply Red is no more.
Sorry
Good.
about that.
Layman.
Stabilizes.
You rolled your natural 20?
Periaptive wound closure.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Can I ask a question?
You can.
No, you're dead.
When I rolled it, I would assume there was some kind of death twitch, right?
Yep.
I throw the dick at Plarman.
Surely you throw a dick at an unconscious guy.
Okay, Dimitri. As you're looking at Simply Red, you have a click here to raise the dead. Up here over Simply Red.
Right. I will tap the wand in the direction or onto Simply Red.
Okay, so you click on that little icon that appears for you.
Yep.
Okay, the staff flies from your hand, smack Simply Red in the head, and roll a percentile dice for me.
Me.
Resurrection.
Reincarnation, I believe.
Oh, can we incarnate rather than the big...
Which is what happened to me.
What race will it be?
52.
52. Okay, you see Simply Red restored to full health before your eyes as power rushes through you into the scepter.
As a halfling?
As a halfling. Cool. He in his body is healed of all ailments.
There you go.
So I'm just okay now.
And does the scepter come back to me?
And it comes back to your hand. And so Simply, you also notice Simply Red has not a single scar on his body.
Does he have legs?
He does. Though Plarman has a nasty cut where he was struck by the other person's blades.
I think that's fair enough.
They don't fully close.
Even with your
period
periapt.
of wound closure.
You're not actually dying any further, but that's...
That's okay.
Okay, well, let's go. Yeah, so if that was... I'm happy that the whole of Dimitri's turn is still a bit stunned, although obviously the expression on his face outwardly is, well, I planned for that, that was all, yeah.
And you see...
You can thank me later.
As you're looking at Dimitri, he's got his hair all flying behind him like he's in a wind tunnel. And he's sort of lit up by this golden glow at the same time. Okay. So yes, you
Okay.
have managed to get the scepter.
And an unconscious Plowman.
And the scepter also has a you can click on people to cure them, detect if they're lying, protect their mind, protect them from evil, or remove quest on them.
So that first one, did you say kill them or cure them?
It depends on how well you roll, but cure them is intended.
You can cure them of life.
Okay. Dimitri's happy that we'll just take an opportunity and a bit of time to consider the options and see what this work out exactly what he's got, what he's going to grab hold of here. So, what he's got himself into. So, particularly with the idea of the staff or the scepter recognise him as the son of Hello as well. So, but hey, you should never trust something where you can't tell what the brain is.
Okay. So, looking down in the room, you also notice that the sword the guy wielded, it's scabbard, and the shield he had were also left behind. See that? The sword was left behind.
The sword and shield,
Yep.
and the scabbard that was in.
Get into that.
So I would certainly recommend that be collected, because hey, as a native weapon,
Yeah, alright.
You pick up the sword?
well, okay, Plowman's still unconscious, isn't he?
Yeah. He's healed but unconscious.
So, does anybody still have any healing available?
I have a health potion.
Please the fuck use that.
Because I mean, well, the point is, yeah,
It's a good idea. I probably need some more health.
so, or is it the sort of thing that we're happy to wait down here for a few hours?
Yeah, if you're in a way, do whatever you're gonna do.
But I would think that if there was
Fully ready, he's actually healed to full.
simply make it full, yeah, okay.
I could still use some more health.
Does
I'm happy to give
Billy
it
have
a
any-
but
do you have any spellcasting capability left?
Yes.
Because like if you can cast a cure spell still on Plowman, it'll actually get him up so he's not unconscious.
So is healing word still available to me?
Yes, you didn't burn it out.
Right. Okay.
You didn't roll a 1.
No. All right. So, but I'm still rolling.
What, this is the
You,
first
you've
level
got to
spell?
roll that
Yeah.
D20 to see it goes off. Yeah. Unless you use your staff to go through.
Which
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 costs
is
you
not
1
what
off
I
your
did.
maximum hit points.
Right. Which isn't good.
No, it's a trigger.
How many rerolls have we got?
You got at least more.
All right.
Well, how many times can you cast the spell?
Well, I keep rolling 6s and 7s. I don't know how to get out of this time
But
loop.
how many times can you
Roll
cast
again.
the spell?
So it was the 6, so you didn't lose it, so it's the highest of the two.
Right.
It gives you advantage on the roll.
Oh, it gives you advantage.
Yeah, so basically what it does, if you rolled once and you roll again, you take the better of the, that roll and the last roll you had.
Alright.
So it was...
So there you go.
So you rolled a 6 and then you rolled a 1, so it made it the 6 was the roll.
did you roll a 20?
That time
Yeah.
you did, yes. So you spend a third of casting.
Yes, 3 healing words will get me 1.
Okay.
It's a powerful one.
So yes, he does a healing.
9 hit points.
So you get back 18. Because you rolled a 20.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got to practice casting spell more magic in the Hollow World.
am I giving my health potion to?
No,
hold on.
you're good.
Alright. So Plowman wakes up with Dimitri standing nearby with his hair glowing, shining, and
What 18 did you say?
You're on 18,
18.
yes.
Flamen immediately sits down and rests.
So the sword and the shield, are those yours? Who's taking
They were wielded by the
Flamen
government.
has no idea what you're talking about, but he would like to kill himself.
Okay.
Does Simply Red... What? He's just using normal weapons, is he not?
I am using dual rapiers of normal.
What sort of sword is did the warrior have?
It's a short sword. Give me a history check.
26, I think.
Okay. Looking at it,
Yeah, 26.
it looks like the sword of Halav.
42 heal. Total for 60.
Of course it is.
So you get 42.
The sword of Hela.
Halav, as in my sword.
The sword of Hela of good.
So you should be on 60 now.
60... yeah, whatever.
The
At 42, you're on 18, so that's 60.
Halav, as in the god that Dimitri appears to be, and is the reborn god.
Flamen stands up.
And
looks
the
to
shield?
sword, looks to the sword, looks to the shield, and says, "Give me those."
And it looks like it's a shield of Halav's shield as well.
Yes. Dimitri generously offers the fact that, yes, I'm happy for my protector to use my weapons and shields.
Halfway through whatever the hell he's saying, he takes it.
Okay, you touch it, you feel searing pain as you grab it.
Ah.
Gonna write it out.
Right.
And you hear the voice, or a voice booming in your head, you are not of the bloodline.
Gonna keep writing it out.
Okay. Your hand starts to burn. You can actually start hearing your skin popping and crackling.
Gonna throw it at Dimitri.
He's made the car. I think I put that down.
Give me a
What
range
if we
attack.
cut Dimitri and got some of his blood and then ripped the sword?
22.
22. Okay, the sword swing starts flying at him and just
And Dimitri
twists in
grabs it.
midair and stops and lands in his head.
Does it have any pain?
What about the shield?
And then you sort of see the runes light up the thing, just like the other guy did.
What about the shield?
Shield's on the ground there. You pick that up.
I'll touch it.
You touch it. It vibrates painfully.
I'm gonna kick it.
You kick it. Your toe vibrates painfully as you kick it.
Wasn't there a spear at some point as well?
The woman has a spear. That would have loved you. He loves murdering people.
So, again, Dimitri's obviously internally shocked, but externally called under control and calm, grabbing this sword that suddenly been tied to him and then waited. Did he feel anything? Did he hear anything or go like other than runes lighting up?
You see the runes light up. You hear the praise in your head. You hear it. We call upon Tarkan that this blade might bring health and victory to our courageous Emperor Olithinos. And you recognize the name as the patron of magic.
Right. Well, I guess Dimitri then will move forward and basically put the scepter under his sword arm and try picking up the shield and see if that has a similar effect.
Okay. Okay, so as you pick this up, you see what appears on the inside is to be a perfect place for you to scribe a spell.
Okay.
And it feels perfect on your arm as if you've always been able to use a shield.
Yeah, which obviously never been skilled or never used a shield before in my life. So. But apparently Helen did.
So Halev was a warrior of renown.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you'd say inside the shield with the perfect socket to put the scepter. Does the sword and shield, do they appear to be communicative at all?
They are paired items.
But like I say, I will mentally try and contact the sword. Like the scepter spoke to me. I'll see if I can mentally contact the sword.
It says, welcome child.
Greetings. Thank you. Would you be willing to be born by one of my comrades who are likely to be able to wield you more expertly?
It asks, are they the children of Halak?
Probably not.
Then they shall take the same fate as the other ones.
Okay. And that applies to the shield as well?
The shield cannot be used without the sword.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess this will just help towards Dimitri being the tank of the party still.
Yeah. But it does tell you it has the power to heal you by the amount of damage, once per day, the amount of damage you strike someone, you'll then be healed by.
Oh, okay, so it's a vampiric sword. Okay.
So you've got proficiency with it, is that right?
Well, I do now, apparently.
You
I've
have
never used the shield before in my life,
With
but
this particular weapon.
apparently this particular one...
With that particular weapon, you are a grandmaster with a short sword.
Fuck off.
Oh.
Fuck off! Raise your hands if you have
short
actively
sword.
pursued weapons mastery.
Short sword, I can
Hang on,
use.
here's the correct gesture. Fuck you, Jeremy.
But you don't think you'll get to keep it.
Good.
I was going to say, I doubt it's something I hold on to.
No.
Unless I'm going to stay here and be Emperor.
It is the Emperor's sword.
Belaf eyes off the scepter. Belaf? Blarman.
Belaf would
eyes
love
off
the scepter.
And Belaf would certainly eye it off.
Yeah. No, Belaf wouldn't eye it off at all. You'd all die in your sleep and he'd take it.
But you know the really good thing about Dimitri having the short
Here
sword?
we go.
Yep.
He can use his sneak attack.
Yes, you can.
It's a finesse weapon.
One level of rogue. The level of rogue does help.
Well, he took 2 levels of rogue attack, but he took it at a time when we had no rogues in the party, so again, he was doing the rogue job without having any rogue skills, so...
Okay.
Is killing a party member still frowned upon?
When you kill Dimitri, I don't think there's any hell option. Just carry on.
You just immediately ascend to heaven.
Well, technically the gods aren't watching right now.
Well, Tua, one will congratulate you and offer you a boon if you kill him. And you, as you think that, you actually hear in your brain, what would you take to kill him now? In Playman's head.
God damn it.
Literally, he says, thank you.
So, you've got literally that situation.
We both know he's too useful to me right now.
So, how many horses?
There aren't enough horses.
Would you want the best horse in the world?
The best horse in the world is the one that I train.
He can bring it to you now.
Don't need it.
Don't you love temptation?
There's nothing else you would, your heart's desire?
Plenty, but nothing that could be of use right now.
Something that may help sway your option one way or the other. So while you're there...
Are you talking up the death of Dimitri?
Yeah,
No, I'm saying the fact that it might sway one way or the other is having picked up the sword and shield and felt the weight and things like that, he'll put the scepter under his shield arm and then just try and play with the sword a bit and apparently show mastery skill.
Yeah, you're seeing someone with skill way beyond anything you've seen before, using the short sword, and it's Dimitri.
So
Oh,
it
I
may
don't
not be
mind.
as simple. The option to kill me may not be quite so simple.
I don't mind killing
I
you
don't
in
know.
your sleep.
That's all. I'm just saying with the immediate options.
No, don't worry about that. Barman's not a short-term person, contrary to popular belief. Unless it involves challenges of duels, in which case, don't worry about it. Barman.
Do you remember that
ignores-
brothel we went to? That's what she said.
Barman ignores the requests and the offers.
Okay, let's just give it time.
Well, as I say, Dimitri's obviously been a bit concerned looking at events happening to him, but what's actually else in the room? Has anyone looked around?
No, you basically just dealt with the fact that you have Super Saiyan,
Even more.
and you can see bolts of the Emperors around you. 13 bolts.
Does Hessia know anything about this place?
She says this is the crypt of the Emperors.
So that spear that we were talking about before, is that not here anymore?
The spear from the girl, she took that with her.
Oh, right, sorry, I wasn't talking about that spear. For some reason I remember you saying spear on Moto. Doesn't matter.
You might have been here, the scepter.
No, and shut up. Anyway, okay.
Well, Dimitri will suggest that the crypt probably shouldn't be disturbed any further. We've got what we came for.
Why?
Okay.
You know how much cool shit's probably in there?
Okay, so she says now we need to find the Emperor. The senators should have found him by now.
Isn't that
The former
Hello?
Emperor.
Right, okay.
The thing is that yes, the emperor, the original emperor, got deposed by this usurper who is in league with the darkness, and yeah, we were getting the scepter to then prove that he was the real emperor. Of course, we might have just found the real emperor, but hey, I won't say that out loud. So, well, are people ready to move?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Okay. As you reach the gates, the statue says, apparently you're worthy. He says as he starts cranking the door to open the portcullis.
Well, I did suggest that I was.
He seems surprised. Okay, so and you see that the your little friend, the Rat Man, is sort of sitting there waiting for you.
Thanks very
Okay.
much.
The statue hands Flamin the necklace and says he's had enough talking.
Plumman throws it back to
Simply red.
Simply
Yeah.
Red version 2.
I put it on.
Okay.
Yeah, well. So Dimitri's still bearing the sword and shield. He'll put the scepter into his belt or something like that.
And the scepter is a long staff.
A long staff, is it?
It's not actually small.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then he'll holster he'll put the sword in the scabbard and carry the staff and the shield.
Oh, actually, they say it's only 2 feet long. So it's actually not that big. It's a small scepter.
Okay, so yeah, it's a scepter rather than a scepter.
So they kept describing it as this big, huge thing, and the pictures showing it bigger than the actual size of it. But 2 feet is like, okay, so it's no.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, it's certainly longer than a wand, but yeah.
So yes, it is a 2-foot long scepter. You find that everywhere around you is lit up quite brightly, almost like daylight around you.
Coming from the scepter or coming from me?
Hard to tell because
it's just there.
Just there.
Right. So I guess apparently Palav or the Emperor doesn't do much stealthing.
I don't think they need to. Kiom is happy to lead you up to the surface so you can get away from the bright light.
Mm-hmm.
No worries.
He takes you, he says, where do you wish to go? And your clerical friend says, we need to get to the palace. Where would you like to go?
Oh, no, don't worry about it.
No, he's happy to go where you want to go.
No. We'll follow Dimitri's Hemia, whatever the name is, lead.
Okay. Okay, and as you come out of the ground, coming out of a grate that lifts up for you, you see that there are soldiers all over the place and crowds of people arguing with the soldiers.
Alright, well, Dimitri at least will certainly not go out immediately. It's probably worth at least finding out what's happening up there. Whether or not we're happy to sit down here and wait and listen for a bit, or whether someone else wants to try and sneak out and get amongst it, it's up to them.
Okay.
Dimitri will certainly delay.
And as you come out, you see as you're looking out, you see a large tower before you. It's obviously a magical construction. It wasn't here when you were here last. It seems to be made of a single huge piece of marble. The entire surface is covered with bas-relief images of mythical beasts and mystical symbols. The tower was widest at its base, narrows to a flat top. It seems to go up at least 50 feet. Wide stone stairs lead up to a pair of massive copper doors, and they swing silently open while you're watching. As you come
Right.
as you're at the entryway.
So the tower wasn't here before? Have we been through this part of the city before?
You have
Do you
been
know
through
how
this
much
part of the
copper
city.
is worth? This stuff is worth millions.
The
Yeah.
do we know what was here before?
We can take the scrap metal deal.
Last time it was the courtyard in front of the palace.
Okay, so it hasn't necessarily demolished buildings or anything like that as part of the process.
No, but it seems to have taken off the main people square.
Imagine in first level when you got experience points for treasure.
Yeah, well,
Then
these did.
You could arbitrage what's going on in the hollow world versus what goes on in the outside world. Anyway.
It's part of the reason they got rid of that, because it turned adventurers into merchants very quickly.
Yeah. Because you go, okay, I sell this, I make money, I never know.
Yeah, no, you just go back and forward between the two worlds again and again and again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me all the jade you have.
Okay.
And so, seeing the doors open, do the other people or guards or anything like that react?
They all back away from the door, fearful.
Does Hestia have any idea what this tower is?
She does not know. She believes it's got something to do with the new emperor. As
And-
he is some sort of wizard.
And where were we going? We were going to find the so yeah, so where was she taking us to right now?
The tower, I believe.
But the tower she didn't know about, so that can't have been it.
Oh. Not the tower.
Like presumably the palace, I'm guessing, but
Okay. And you see the senator nearby that had greeted you in the sauna.
uh-huh.
He's gesturing over the halfling he met, which would be, I believe, Willie.
Yeah.
He didn't really meet Hallifrey Bourne that well. And besides, you're still hiding at this stage.
Yeah, okay. Dimitri had stayed down in the sewers like an entrance up area, but others had gone out there to investigate, so...
Greetings.
Says, "You're back. That's great. The Emperor has taken the former Emperor's body into his tower.
Right. Is that something we can help with?
Well, if you're going to bring him back to life, yes.
Right.
And you've already seen Dimitri's got the power to bring back the dead.
Okay.
And I believe it's a trap," he says.
It's a trap!
You believe it's a trap?
Yes, he's let everyone know he's got the body.
Okay.
And we've seen that he paraded it through town into his tower.
Okay. And you believe it's a trap?
Yes.
Let me talk to my friends. We'll figure out how we're gonna...
So I'm sure Hal Reborn will save us all, as foreordained.
Yeah, that's nice.
Finally.
After all this time. Hopefully before the all the people of the country are sacrificed in that war against the neighbor.
Agreed. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're heroes. Well, we're halflings, but...
Good luck, hero cannibal. Please don't eat me.
As if! Like I've met you before and I haven't even taken a nibble from you, so that's pretty...
You know, he says yes, it is quite disarming.
Oh, we can disarm.
He says, good luck.
We can even do second hand.
Okay.
My second hands.
May you and your companions who are still fighting in the Great succeed today.
Alright.
He says as he lets you go back to them.
Okay.
So yes, you see Willie go over and talk to a guy in a toga. Have a bit of conversation with him.
Go.
And then he comes back. What do you tell them?
I'll just tell him what he told me. No need to keep secrets.
What?
What? Fuck!
It's not Demetrius.
You're not from this party.
Just relay what he said.
So you tell us everything you can heard?
Yes. There's no... Well,
Well,
yeah.
so it appears we need to get into the tower then.
Yeah.
Did it look like there was any entrances other than the door that opened?
No, it looks like the big inviting trap that it is.
Yeah.
Which only opened the moment you guys reached the surface.
Where's Admiral Akbar?
The...
Same.
What?
Your
How
taste
tall
buds
is the
couldn't
tower, did
repel
you say?
flavor of this magnitude.
Where's that from?
Robot chicken.
Yeah, robot chicken.
Okay.
I don't say adult swim, but that's the public one, not the...
It was a way of them, it was very funny.
Right, okay.
Admiral Akbar cereal.
I remember it quite well.
Okay.
Okay, so as Dimitri, I'm assuming you're stepping out on the street at some point.
Well, I was aiming to see, how tall was the tower again?
50 feet up.
50 feet up. Did it have any windows?
No windows whatsoever that you could see.
Right. And did Willie actually do a circuit of the tower at all, just to confirm there were no other back doors?
He did not.
I mean, I can walk around it.
Everyone seems to be keeping a distance.
I don't suspect there'll be back doors.
Cause it's something down there.
But considering we're in the sewers right now...
Well, I had come up to talk to
you
the
came up
senator.
and then you came back down to talk, or back to us type stuff.
Yeah.
I'll ask Ratman, do you know if there's any entrance underneath that tower?
No, tower not in sewer.
Okay. And so currently
need that.
there's lots of people milling about the guards are milling about as well, keeping people away from it, or?
A bit of that, yes, and they seem to be trying to quell a rising anger from the crowds. The crowds are basically chanting "Hello, hello."
Why wouldn't you just
And
step
how
in
far
the
is
trap?
it from the spot in the sewers to get to the doorway?
You have to basically cross about 100 feet of open square.
So is the trap in the tower? Or is
Well,
it...
I suspect it's the idea of being that they put the bait of the Emperor's body in the tower, and they obviously expect us to go and get it. Now, potentially that means going through the guards outside, but then also whatever might be in the tower. Presumably the Emperor and his dark forces. Like the new Emperor, not the old Emperor. So.
No, that would be silly.
Well, presumably the old Emperor's there too, but he obviously has got dark forces helping him.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing then that, yes, whilst the rest of you may be able to get to the tower somewhat secretively, I don't think Dimitri can.
But are you vulnerable at all? Like, we could just send you in there and you could just kill everyone. Or is there a risk?
Well,
There's a risk with it.
how many guards are there at the moment?
There are no guards between you and the tower right now. They're keeping the crowds under control.
We should go for it.
Okay. Yep, we'll aim to move quickly, but Dimitri will be, well, in fact, actually, yeah, Dimitri will move rapidly, because he can use his dash action to get an extra, effectively 90 feet in a round type stuff, but not appearing to run, as he displays his greatness on the entry into the tower. And with the shield on one arm and the scepter, with the sword in the scabbard. Scepter in his right hand.
Okay, so as you step out, you see bright light shining from Dimitri as he lights up the whole square. Basically makes the sun look dark in comparison. And you hear the chant of Halab go through the crowd. And you can hear everyone stomping in unison.
Are we going to follow him?
I think so, but at a generous distance.
No. Someone needs to protect the great hell out. Flamen will closely accompany Sir Shitbag.
You can feel quite relaxed in the light of the light. You even feel the wounds on you slowly heal up.
Ah. So annoying.
So, do the guards appear to react to
Yes, they sort of look stunned as you walk out holding aloft their fabled relic, while also holding the sword and shield of the Emperor.
So, I will call out to the crowd, call out over the louds of their chanting. I come to restore the true Emperor of Claudius.
And you hear the voice boom out across the city.
Just halfway through that sentence.
Whack!
You know, watch the crowd just try and mob you.
Be fucking worth it.
And then there's a huge cheer as he calls that out. They even have a cheer.
Well, we know what's going to happen. We're going to get in, and little Miss Evil Lady can be standing there with her boss and this other fake emperor going, oh look, we're going to resurrect the other guy. Oh.
I don't understand, guys.
What don't you understand?
You wanted Dimitri to act as the decoy so you can all get inside. What do you do?
Yeah, decoy, not rule the country. There's a difference.
Yeah, Plum don't give a shit. Plum's over this garbage.
And you hear from the crowd, "We love you, Heather."
Dimitri's continuing to move into the tower. So if you can't do it quietly, we might as well do it with style.
Well, then where are the horses?
Well, you had the opportunity to wing them.
What's that up in the sky?
Yeah, that'll be the Griffin.
Your horse is flying in. The top hats.
Top hats.
Why not?
Monocles. Okay, yes, you make it as the last few steps into the door. The door's close behind you with a resounding bang.
In the front lawn with an Adidas hoodie.
And you hear big runes appear across the inside of the door as it shuts. And you hear you hear the crowd no more.
Dimitri recognise the runes at all?
You recognise it as a seal.
Okay, yeah.
The doors
Well,
have
we're
been
not going
sealed
back that
everywhere.
way. At least, not yet.
And you see before you, it's a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high with an arch ceiling. Along the walls are 6 clay statues painted to appear lifelike. Each a famous mage or philosopher. Each either dressed in robes with some sort of magical accoutrement or just some sort of apple or grape or something that makes you think, what?
Now, the Millenniums left before, from the Chaldean perspective, the rise of Halab, Xerxes, and Kirke.
They actually left mid-rise. So before they fought the Gnolls, but after they rose to power.
Okay. Do any of the statues appear to be Xerxes or whoever the other one is? Like the name's got in my head.
Petra.
Petra, yeah.
None of them seem to represent that because you don't think their teachings made it across.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was looking at, was the fact that, yeah, so these are people that they're venerating since they arrived here or since they left the Chaldar, yeah. Chaldar.
Okay.
So is there anything, but no one else is greeting us in this trap?
No one is greeting you in this trap as yet.
Can we see any exits from this?
You can see the corridor ends in an archway into an open room. This is a room that seems to arc up to about 15 feet above, carved in bas-relief dragons and serpents firing all around pillars. Each of the eyes of the creatures glow brightly. Between the pillars are a pair of stone benches. Silk curtains embroidered with exotic patterns conceal other possible exits to the room, but you can see the curtains moving. Luckily, we don't have character from Tuesday who was afraid of curtains.
Afraid of curtains?
Yep, because curtains have almost killed him twice.
Right.
3 times.
It's pretty deadly.
One of them threw him out a window. Another one almost choked him to death.
And the amusing thing is, only one of those curtains was actually animated.
Right.
Okay, and
And it wasn't the first one.
at the center of the chamber is a gurgling marble fountain. You can see in the center of it, the heart of the fountain, a pair of lounge chairs either side of the fountain. Sort of sounds a bit odd in the way they describe it to me. And the statues in the center of the fountain are sculptured of green crystal and resemble beautiful native women. And as you enter, they turn to you and say, in a sing-song voice, "Please be seated, mighty heroes. The master will come shortly."
I turn into a stump.
Okay. And they gesture towards the benches either side of the fountain.
How long is a short rest?
10 minutes?
1 hour.
1 hour? Okay.
It's 10 minutes in older editions, it's 1 hour in
Right.
there. Or 30 minutes if you're doing...
Can you turn to stone?
Rally.
Or is that a higher level thing?
Well, I guess
Me? No.
Arduous Rally has a chance of failure.
I will try and short rest.
Okay.
Let's see if I can.
Dimitri will move towards the daises that are being proffered, but as he walks forward, he says, "And who is the master of this tower? Is Dimitri still glowing?"
Okay, Dimitri's still glowing quite brightly.
Okay, yeah. So still no stealth for him. But yeah, do they respond to the question of who is the master of this tower?
They say the master of this tower is Xanthipion.
Xanthipion.
And he will be here shortly.
Do I recognise the name Xanthipion?
You have not heard that name before.
Okay. Well, at least it's not the name of the false emperor, so Dimitri will sit on one of the daises, but not actually take his ease. He's ready to leap up again. Don't know what I was doing.
Okay, and while you're waiting down there,
He's providing the light so everyone can see throughout the whole room now.
coming down the stairs, you recognise the senator you met outside, walking down the stairs coming towards you, and I'm going to call it a night there.
Cool.
Hang on. So the senator that was outside that told Willie it was a trap is now inside and coming to greet us.
Yes.
You
Right.
should have listened to me, Dr. Jones.
I thought that might be a nice point to finish it for the night,
Indeed.
so you don't end up in a prolonged combat too late in the evening.
Oh,
In
fantastic.
combat. I'm
So we
sure that he's
should have
coming down
listened to him, Dr.
It won't be
Jones.
prolonged if you keep David away from me. I'll be fine.
No, it'll be a very short combat if I stay close to you. For him. So this will be the last time I am here in person for some time.
We'll miss having you at the table, but we'll enjoy having you online.
Yeah.
Can we get like a printed out picture?
Yeah, cardboard
What,
cutout.
go like in Deadpool where he's got Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman's face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we'll just go with the cardboard cutout at the table.
Or we'll just, one of us can just wear a horse mask and just, be your main horse.
Until I arrive here. Ugh.
Well, and that would be very appropriate because it's not like Plum and the horse are ever in the same place at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
Gotta give him that one.
Man, that was
That's rude.
painful but pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, I'll have to go panting if you want it.
Oh, apply water to burnt area. Fuck. You cut me deep, Jeremy.
Well, I just think about the horsepower you'll have under you next time we're playing.
600.
Exactly. Okay?
Fuck off.
Okay, then. Well, thanks very much, guys.
All good. Thank you for playing.
Good night, all. Have a great night.
See you all next week or the week after.
Yep. See you then.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.